yet another Terps Esports. As we bring you all another Terps Esports broadcast. My name is Lily.
And my name is Hayden, and it is a great night indeed for our very first NECC Valorant Premier match of the semester.
That's right, Hayden. We've got a lot to cover in our pre-show, including a breakdown of our player statistics and an interview with our team's flex player, Jinho.
To get things started, we're going to play a game of Guess the Agent and Guess the Map. We have a few guests joining us today from the esports community who will go over, or who will be playing. I'll quickly go over the rules of this game. There will be 2 rounds per person, 1 agent round and 1 map round. Each person will have 60 seconds to guess the agent or map based off of a set of hints given every 15 seconds. Now, without further ado, we have a special guest on stream. Through his dedication and time invested into this program, it is my pleasure to welcome the Director of Esports, Sergio Brock, who will be our first contestant tonight.
Oh, hello, Hayden.
Sergio, it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us on stream. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's a pleasure to be here. I never get to see you all in your element. I almost feel like I'm a guest, even though I help run the program. So this is great. I love it.
Great. Are you ready?
I'm more than ready.
Okay, so first off, we're going to be starting with Guess the Agent.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and hit start on 3, 2, 1. All right, your first hint is this agent has a Spotify playlist with the included songs Where the Dark Things Are by Curly, Children of Light 2 by Meg Myers, and Scars by Boy Epic.
Fade.
Nope. Next hint, this agent has a 5% pick rate and champion soul.
Omen.
Nope. This agent heavily dislikes Gecko's creatures. Think about this.
So it has to be an old head. I'm going to say
30 seconds left.
Brimstone.
Nope.
Oh, my God. Reyna.
Nope.
Viper.
Last hint. This agent has a prosthetic that was made by Killjoy after it was ripped off by a large
KO.
polar bear. Nope. Hint, polar bear.
Polar bear. I have no clue.
And that's time. The agent was Deadlock. Okay, so here's some redemption. We're going to go into maps now.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, hit the 60 seconds. Let's go. The first hint, this map has a small archery range somewhere on the map.
The range?
Nope. It is an actual map.
Let me do bind.
Nope.
Ascent.
Nope. Sky has a unique voice line for this map where she says, I can feel what this place used to be. It's dying. What a shame.
Fracture. Sunset.
Nope. Next hint. On one of the sites, there is an empty sniper case.
Icebox. Oh my gosh. Haven.
It is Haven.
Okay. Hey, I got one.
Well,
Woo!
well
On
done,
the board.
well done.
On the board. Let's go.
Well done. So that is it for our first contestant. Again, Sergio,
That's
thanks
the only
for
chance I get.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks again for joining us on stream. It's an absolute pleasure for you for you being on the stream.
Of course.
Now let's roll into our second contestant.
Let's hope.
Hello. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the stream.
Yeah, of course. My name is Sean McCurry. I am the team manager for the co-ed teams, the Premier and the Academy teams.
Great. How confident are you in this?
Not very, man.
Not very?
I haven't
Okay,
played the
well.
game in a while.
All right, well, let's get right into it. So go ahead and start the timer. Your first hint, this character's Omega counterpart is the primary antagonist of the Duality cinematic.
Is it Reyna?
Nope.
Omega counterpart. Viper.
Nope. Next hint, this character's personality can be categorized as cheerful and confident/cocky.
Confident/cocky. Is it Clove? Neon.
Nope. Next hint, in the Garden of Heroes on the map Pearl, this agent is one of the 4 agents that has a statue.
Oh, Pearl. Jet?
Nope.
My goodness. Harbor.
Nope.
Sky?
Nope. Last hint. This character has numerous in-game voice lines with Jet, one of them saying that Jet also wants this agent's shoes.
Oh my goodness. This is really hard. I was about to ask, are they a duelist? Yeah, I have no clue. I don't even breach.
Nope, and that's time.
yeah.
So the answer is Phoenix.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. That makes sense now.
All right, Retribution. Let's go on to maps.
Uh-oh.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Go ahead and hit start. So this map was released in Episode 3, Act 2.
When was Episode 3, Act 2?
A while ago.
Fracture?
It is Fracture! Well done!
Oh, nice.
Great.
Wait, that's so funny.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us on stream.
Thank
It was
you
a
for
pleasure
having me.
and great guess. That was a very good guess. All right,
Sweet.
let's have our next contestant. Welcome. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the stream.
Hello, my name is Ryan. I'm the manager of both the Premier and Academy GC teams for Valorant.
Nice. How confident are you?
After the previous two contestants' performance, not at all. Very scared.
All right. Well, best of luck. So, are you ready?
Let's go.
All right. We're starting with agents. Ready? Go ahead and start the timer. All right. This agent drinks a coffee called Kopi Luwak, one of the most expensive types of coffee in the world.
Breach.
No.
Expensive coffee. Sova. Expensive coffee.
All right, next hint. This agent has a connection to the date March 20th.
320. Connection. Is that like the release day? Maybe
It's within the lore.
within the good one. We'll say Brimstone.
Nope. This agent is featured on the 9 Lives Battle Pass skin bundle.
I don't spend money on free games. I'm forgetting all the characters. Deadlock, we said. Jet.
All right, last
Fade.
hint. This agent has a pet snake.
Oh my god. Sky. Fade. I was gonna say Morocco. Cypher.
And that is time. The agent was Viper.
That makes so much sense. Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right, time for maps. So far, everybody's 2 for 2 right now. So let's get a 3 for 3 from maps. Are you ready?
Uh-oh. Yeah, ready?
All right, go ahead and hit it. So your first hint, somewhere on the map, there is a bear and a bunny sharing a ham bone and wine for dinner.
Oh my god. Of course it would have to be Icebox.
Nope. Next hint, somewhere on the map, there is a gelato store called La Cruza.
Oh, Ascent.
It is Ascent. Well done.
I only know that because I played Ascent just last night.
Nice. All right, well, thank you very much for joining us on stream. That was a great guess for Ascent.
Thank you.
And so far, we're 3 for 3 for map picks. So
Yeah. Maybe we should, us 3 contestants should be picking the maps for the teams next up.
Indeed. All right, well, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, Lily, that was a great game. Now it's time for the real action to begin. Let's start with the rules of your typical Valorant tournament match. If you've never played the game before, Valorant is an objective-based FPS game where teams of 5 players compete in 2 12-round cycles against each other.
And for this Valorant match, the Terps are competing in a best-of-1 seeding tournament. We will be taking on at least 2 different teams tonight, starting off with Illinois Esports.
And it's important to remember that this tournament will impact the rest of the season. So it's very crucial that the Terps start this one off on the right foot.
So now that you know who we're facing, it's time for us to introduce you to the members of the team. We're also going to be taking a look at each player's stats from last year's season, such as their KD ratio and average combat score, or ACS for short.
Okay, Lily, let's get started. First up is the team's duelist, Yex. Yex has an ACS of 306, the highest amongst his team, an ADR of 199, and a KD of 2.2. What more could you want from your duelist?
And next up, we have Eugene. He is the team's controller. He has some impressive stats as well, with an ACS of 196, an ADR of 135, and a KD of 1.3. While Eugene is a controller, don't count him out when it comes to getting kills. He is consistently able to climb high on that leaderboard match after match.
Next up, we've got Spartacus. Spartacus is the team's initiator, and he has an ACS of 211, an ADR of 144, and a KD of 1.5. Spartacus is the team's in-game leader, which means that he's in charge of calling plays, analyzing rounds, and keeping the team morale positive. His team relies on his quick thinking and positive charisma to dominate rounds.
And moving on to the team's Sentinel, we have Flaps. He's got an ACS of 219, an ADR of 148, and a KD of 1.7, which is really good for a Sentinel. I think Flaps is especially strong on Cypher because his setups on defense are so deadly.
Now our final player is Jinho. Jinho is actually a new addition to this team, so why don't we take a closer look at his stats?
Yeah, sounds good, Hayden. Jinho is the team's flex player, and he's got an ACS of 231, an ADR of 146, and a KD of 1.4. And like you mentioned, it's important to note that Jinho is a brand new addition to this team's roster. He is particularly good with using his flashes in order to be more favorable for his teammates. And he is actually in studio with us tonight, and we are going to transition into an interview with him. So actually, we are not going to go into an interview. However, we are super excited to get into today's match, and there's a lot to look forward to because this is the start of the season, so I'm really excited to see what the Terps are able to do tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, me personally, I'm very excited to be back in the studio. This is one of my favorite places to be on campus, and I'm just very excited to be casting this amazing team.
Well, we'll catch you guys after the commercial break. Back for the action. Do not go anywhere.
Terp Adventures take flight at STAM. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body, feed your mind, feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance, sing, perform, find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete. Play. With wings on our feet. Here your spirit can fly. Here your soul lifts up. Here you remember those who came before. This is STAM. This is the center for campus life, where Terp Adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray. We're excited just to see them play better as well.
With the middle school program, the best part has been seeing the moments of teamwork where the middle schoolers really seem to get the game, and so that's when you can see they're starting to get a little bit hooked on how esports can be so fun.
Off game, or will Red turn things around?
Your ad tech stack is simple, streamlined, and easy to manage, right? Yeah, right. If you're in ad tech, then you know you have a problem. Ad tech is messy, and your tech stack includes way too many tools to effectively manage. At Playwire, we're here to uncomplicate your ad tech stack. We've consolidated the entire publisher ad tech stack into a single platform and added in proprietary technology and advanced tools to generate you even higher CPMs. Get access to an ad tech stack that is simpler and smarter.
And welcome back, guys. And I think our first map is Haven. Sorry, we also had a little bit of a technical difficulty, so we do apologize. But we're in the action now, and our first map is Haven.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first game of the semester if something a little bit went wrong, but all good. We're back and we're ready to get into this game. Again, we are facing Illinois Esports. The first map is Haven. And I think Terps are going to feel pretty comfortable on this map. This is a map that it's an old map, so we've definitely seen it in the rotation for quite some time. And let's take a look at the comps here.
Yeah, so far we have Terps Esports already locking in their comp. They are rocking the Breach, Cypher, Sova, Jet, and Omen. I think, in my opinion, that's a really standard comp, especially with the Jet and Breach. Sometimes you see a Raze in place of the Jet because of the synergy with Breach. But the Omen's like kind of a staple for Haven because of his reusable smokes. You can smoke off a lot of choke points like A main and Garage or even C main on defense.
Couldn't agree more. And like we said in the pre-show, Flaps is going to be on that Cypher pick, and if I had to guess, I think he's going to alternate his utility between C site and A site. Not to be too predictable, but I think those are the two sites where Cypher utility has the most success on this map specifically. Again, like you mentioned, we do see the double initiator pick coming out from UMD. I think that's pretty standard, as you were saying, but in contrast, it looks like Illinois is going to be going for a more defensive-sided composition, and they are on the attack to start things off.
Yeah, definitely with the Viper choice, it optimizes a lot more defensive setups because I know there's you can utilize Viper's walls really well to cut off multiple sites at once. Like, for example, cutting off A and some parts of B. But however, that Breach is extremely valuable on long chokes like A main and C main and even sewers. So having that Breach stun go through walls and basically just put a lot of pressure on these choke points is really crucial for a map like Haven.
And like we mentioned, Illinois will be on the attack to start things off, UMD on the defense. In contrast, looks like UMD spread out pretty evenly. That Breach stun's going to come through early for Jinho to try to get some sort of read. Doesn't look like it caught anybody quite yet, as it looks like Illinois is defaulting, making some C-long presence. Flap certainly notices that, but it looks like there is going to be a regroup towards mid, where B has 2 to 3 defenders. Yex swings out. The double swing with Eugene actually finds success and gets that early opening pick to start things off for this game.
Yeah, I think that Viper wall is a little weird because that also allows people to sneak up sewers on the defense side and get more space.
Look at this walk up into Garage. It's a bloodbath in Garage. Spartacus gets traded. Flaps falls as well. So now Illinois has evened things all the way up as they get this bomb down onto C-site. UMD is forced in a retake. Omen's going to smoke off those entryways. UMD's going to have to rely on their initiator utility here from Jinho to make some way onto the site. And the Illinois Jet is looking quite low, so if Yex can just get 1 or 2 sheriff hits on her, she might die pretty easily there. That Yex is flashed though, but it looks like he is aiming for that Jet.
Last player standing.
But it's not going to work out in his favor as the cross holds are just too strong for Illinois, and first round goes against the Terps.
Yeah, the way sites are set up on Haven is they allow for these kinds of crossfires, and Illinois used that crossfire perfectly just to get the first round going.
Yeah, that was a great post plant from Illinois. Having that Omen alive after you get the bomb down is so important, especially on C-site where you just really have to smoke off 2 entryways, and suddenly the site is yours, so much more in your favor than it would be coming through those smokes.
Yeah, and we do have a stack towards A site here. UMD's trying to gamble stack here just to see if they can fight, but
oh, look at this off angle by the Omen! Spartacus falls to that off angle. He was trying to utilize the one-way in his advantage, but it looks like there's going to be a brawl coming up on A long, and look at that. Jet finds 2. Yex tries to even things out, but not without taking quite a bit of damage, but Illinois looks like they're set on this A site where all the remaining UMD defenders are left. Yex is trying to hold this entryway, but the enemy Jet is too strong. But Flaps, look at him with his sheriff. He's going to get flashed from sewers, and they're going to push up, and he's just trapped into hell. Not much you could do there.
I mean, Terps lost the round, but look at how many guns they Illinois saved. They only saved 2. Going into this next round, the more guns you have, the better chances you get. And Illinois aren't looking too good this round.
Yeah, this should be UMD's bye round, I believe. Yeah, it looks like most of them are going to have Vandals, Phantoms in hand. So if UMD is going to, try to even out the scoreline a little bit, this is certainly the round to do it.
That goes there. Yes, this should do. This goes here.
Somewhat of the same setup by UMD, just with the exception of both Flaps and Eugene. A little towards C here. Some shots fired down C long. Shows off more presence, but the X might be looking to take some space up in sewers.
Yeah, and A is just completely clear right now. UMD appears to have this read about Illinois' positioning kind of grouped together towards mid. It looks like they're trying to take some grass space into garage, potentially B. They are going to be met with a Cypher setup thanks to Flaps if they do choose to go garage. There's a trip they have to get through on B side. Jinho's trying to hold down B side. The trip goes off. The Jet comes in with her, dives, finds Jinho, but Flaps does get that trade. And now B side is in Illinois' hands. It's a matter of post plant yet again. But actually, it doesn't look like they're going to plant. They're going to pull off or rotate. Will UMD expect this? I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like UMD's actually rotating off of A, which is exactly where Illinois is going. Maybe not, as Illinois doubles back towards B. Maybe, just where are they going? It's anybody's guess now. It looks like they're finally going to commit. UMD, though, not anywhere to be seen on this site. And they're going to use their Cypher and Omen utility to smoke off the defenders trying to make way to this bomb.
Yeah, they got to be really careful here because they have a lot of smokes to use. And if you're consistently smoking off heaven, really the only place you can entry from is from CT.
And Yex is just creeping up out of CT, gonna get thrown off by that Viper smoke. He's just gotta push through it. Doesn't work out for him or Spartacus in that case. And yet another round goes in favor of Illinois. And now UMD has lost all their guns actually. And look at Illinois' bye.
Yeah, UMD's got to pull something back in order to gain some momentum in this game. So far, Illinois has taken the first 3 rounds, and they're sitting very comfortable with rifles in hand and some extra money in the reserves.
UMD just has some deagles, light shields. Their main goal this round is going to have to be getting those guns down and just trying to, create any sort of economy damage you can manage to pull off here, as it does look like Illinois is going to be almost 5-stack towards C Long, and C Long's actually going unchecked right now. Flaps does have some utility there, but other than that, no one's aggressively holding that angle, and UMB's going to pay for it, as C site is Illinois. UMD is in yet another retake. Omen smokes have been set, so it's going to be pretty difficult for them, especially when Jinho and Eugene get picked off to start off this retake. Spartacus in garage, just trying to look for a pick kind of passively. It looks like he has the read on this lurk on mid. Finds that pick mid, or nope, it looks like the pick is actually going to go against him, but Spartacus is there to clean things up, but he does not have garage control by any means. Flaps is looking to help out. Yex up in garage, trying to ping. He knows where that Viper is, and they're going to pull off that double swing. Yex is able to find 3 this round, and now it's up to Flaps and Yex to just kill this Sova and defuse this bomb. And they cannot do it. It's just... that face says it all, I think. Honestly, just that Sova was holding such a, tight angle there, had his crosshair exactly where it needed to be, and, they just swung from the same place, and it was easy for that Sova.
Yeah, I think Flaps' train of thought there was just to find a body to use his Cypher ult, just to understand where the Sova's playing. But I think Yex just had a different idea of going on a site. I think he thought Flaps was going to go with him, and they weren't able to get the trade. It's just a little bit of a lack of communication at that point.
This is a nice spot.
I think you're exactly right, and now that UMD has gotten that round out of the way, they have expensive guns. Yex has an operator, full shields. He's holding C long right now, which is where we saw heavy presence from Illinois last round. This round, though, doesn't really look like it. Maybe one player creeping up from spawn, but other than that, this op angle's not gonna really pay off yet for Yex, but things could change in the future depending on where Illinois decides to commit to. Right now, it looks like up garage, potentially. They have been met with Cypher utility there in the past, so that is certainly on their minds.
Yeah, Eugene is holding a very risky risky position right here, because if somehow Yex isn't able to support him, he might have to take on the entire team. Like, Yex is already off the angle, but luckily for him, there's only one person over there.
Yeah, and now that Illinois has that information that the op is there, they are going to run away from it. Looks like they're regrouping closer to the A site, and now it's up to UMD to find this read and rotate over quickly, because right now it looks like it's really just Spartacus who has any eyes on A at all. Jinho might be able to hear this rotate, and he's got to be calling out to his team, hey, they're rotating through sewers, which I'm sure he's doing right now, as Illinois finds an empty A site.
And Flaps is going to start making his trek all the way around the map just to get a flank on them, but they have to be wary about the Cypher that's sitting on B, and Spartacus does get a well-needed kill with his ult.
Yeah, great kill from that Sova ultimate. Spike has come down. UMD looks like they're mostly grouped together in a heaven. Jinho finds some early success. This Yex still has this operator. He's smoked off, but that smoke's going to dissipate any second now, and they've got to be aware of that heaven position. Jinho and Yex both get taken down, so that op is out of play, down to a 3v3 retake. There's so many util people, can't see where anybody is, and UMD's benefiting off of that as they're able to creep up through those smokes and catch Illinois off guard, taking their first round.
Yeah, Eugene was just a little late on that lurk, which it didn't really do much, but he was still able to get it and therefore was able to pinch the rest of Illinois. And now UMD has the momentum going in to the 6th round of this game.
Honestly, I think that retake was just so chaotic, because when you have so many smoke players in the lobby, at a certain point you just cannot see where you're going. And actually, I think that was UMD's plan a little bit, just to creep up through those smokes and have their position be unknown and then swing and, you know, find those kills. Obviously, those swings have to be well coordinated, but here we are. UMD economy's looking pretty good. Yex has repurchased the operator. Maybe one of his teammates picked it up for him. Not entirely sure, but here we are into the next round. And some early C presence is noticed. Looks like we're going to have an Omen smoke just to block off any efforts towards there. And Spartacus's position is actually pretty interesting here, holding A aggressively. I actually like this because Illinois has rotated quite a bit, so if they do choose to rotate towards A and Spartacus is patient, that could pay off huge for him.
Yeah, I think that what they're trying to do is just trying to find the Cypher setup that Flaps has, and maybe UMD could force a rotate here into A. I think that's what they're going for, but it's kind of a hit or miss with Illinois. They either commit or don't commit.
And now that that Omen smoke has dissipated C long, they're able to kind of read what's going on that site. No Cypher utility there, so, and I think they're starting to realize, because that Viper is running up towards C long, and now UMD is out of position, but regardless, Eugene is able to just do a little bit of damage before Spike goes down. That Viper ult is initiated, though, from Illinois, knowing that their number's down. That is the good call on their part. Now UMD is forced to kind of push through that. Flaps is creeping up garage, has the read. There's someone behind boxes, gets flashed, forced off that angle, but UMD is certainly going to be targeting that one player in garage and gets that trade off there. But Omen's going to smoke off garage and just spray through it, and successfully finds Flaps by using that tactic. And now UMD is just kind of rushing here. They have to rush. Time is not on their side. 2v1. Only the Viper and her ultimate left. Jinho, Spartacus. Spartacus is on bomb. Viper finds the first one, but can she find Spartacus on this bomb? Yes, she can, unfortunately. Looks like the bomb was halved, so Spart probably got pretty close to defusing that one, but not close enough.
Yeah, that Viper hit was very, very strategically placed because it denied them any entry from CT. Even though Yex was, or entried from CT with his ult, I think it was just a little unlucky because the Viper just could hear exactly where Yex's updraft was. So, a little unlucky there, but it's a very hard retake when you have a Viper ult that's blocking off your main point of entry onto the site.
Right, that fight is so not in your favor if you're Spart there. Just in that Viper, all your HP's dwindling. And look at this aggression from Yex. It pays off for a moment, but then suddenly things just go horribly wrong for the Terps as they get picked off. 3 of them to be exact, leaving them in a 2v4. And Jinho's just peeking up, trying to be unexpected. Finds one, but with a classic in hand, can't do much there. Spartacus is the only player left, and this is mostly going to be about probably just trying to get a couple guns down, pick or two. He has a Guardian, which he can do decent amount with, as he's able to do there while banging that Jet. But now his position's revealed, so he's going to have to rely on his utility.
He's got to be really careful with this Cypher coming up from Garage.
Yeah, it looks like the Cypher is just sitting Garage. Another one is long. He's going to use his Dart just to kind of read if there's anybody long. The Dart doesn't get the read off, but he certainly sees the Cypher in Garage. This one way is going to make things so difficult, though. I don't think he knows there's one long until now where he's getting shot. And he's just going to... It's a mind game at this point. What a shot! Oh, what a shot from Spartacus. I don't know if he has time to defuse this. Oh, he does. Yeah.
With 0.18 seconds still left on the clock. What a play by Spartacus.
Honestly, there's, you can kind of have two mentalities going into that fight. You can say, okay, I'm going to just save this gun and I'm just going to get picks. Or, no, this is winnable. And that was very winnable from him. Look at that shot.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what you want from your IGL. I mean, being able to look at a 3v1 and say, you know what, I got this. No matter what the round outcome is, I got this. And Spartacus delivered. That's exactly what you want. Now it's flipped the tides too, because UMD has a good buy, and looks like Illinois doesn't.
And Spartacus is aggressively holding this A-Long, does so much damage to that Viper. Huge to start off this round. Jinho has his eyes, though, towards mains or middle, so that is not going to be an option for Illinois either, and they're just backed up right now into their own spawn. But look at Yex, look at his positioning. If they choose to drop down from window, it's not going to be pretty. And that's exactly what happened as Yex finds two off of that angle.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, it was a really risky position from Yex to begin with, because he had no dash to get out of there if everything somehow went wrong.
And now Yex is able to push in with Jinho and his flash to find his fourth of that round. Great round for UMG, great round for Yex. I loved the aggression we saw, if it just paid off instantly and he just took more space off of that, which is exactly what you want from your duelist.
Oh yeah, definitely. And especially with Spartacus too from the last round. Spartacus getting a 3K to clutch the round, and then the round afterward, Yex getting a 4K. Like, what do you do if you're Illinois? Two players just destroyed almost your entire team.
Yeah, and at that point, they were just backed up into their own spawn. They didn't have anywhere to go, but they're looking to change things up this round with guns in hand, Vandals, Phantoms, their preferred weapons, it seems. And Spartacus is once again being super aggressive, but this time the aggression is also coming in from Sewers, where Yex is able to open things up with a pick going in UMD's favor. There is some presence long from Illinois, though. Eugene sitting patiently backside. Jet all initiated from Illinois. It's going to be a fast entry by that Jet. Are they aware of Eugene's positioning is the question. It looks like it as they're spamming him. Eugene gets picked off, but Flaps is there for that trade, and now Illinois is forced to retreat and rotate as fast as they can. I wouldn't be surprised if they choose to go A here, because looks like most of the UMD players are currently at B.
And they might actually opt in for maybe a fake. I think they're just trying to sort out what's going on in mid. But Flaps is here with a Cypher, Trip, and Cam. So this is going to be a pretty hard hit for Illinois.
And Flaps has that read for his team that, hey, my Cam got instantly shot down. I think they're B, and he would be right. Look at him. He placed that Trip there and Garage for some extra insurance. Illinois is going to have to break that Trip, and that's just going to sound the alarm bells for UMD, as I'm sure it's doing right now. And the flash, or the concuss, comes in from Jinho. But regardless, Illinois is able to take just enough space in order to get this plant down. UMD in a numbers up retake situation. They're just going to have to wait out this Omen smoke, it looks like.
Yeah, both sides not looking good with shields. I think the Omen on Illinois only has 100, and a couple players on UMD only have 100 as well. And that Soba Dart was immaculate. Flaps able to get 3 there.
Yeah, and Yex cleans it up. Great usage of utility from UMD, especially with that Sova Dart, like you were saying. You know, I think they had the idea someone was backside, but you always want to be sure, and having that Sova stand is so helpful because you can wall bang through that little piece of wall right there. And great retake from UMD, and UMD's on a bit of a roll now. The momentum is back in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, even the last couple rounds, you see how well these players play. Some of them play really well individually too, and it's not just Yex that's getting 4Ks or 3Ks. First it was Spartacus, then it was Yex, and then it was Flaps. You're seeing this like kind of consistency with these players. They're able to step up to the spotlight and do much more than what they need to.
Exactly, it's a team effort right now. Everyone is pulling their own weight. This is exactly what you want to see in an opening match. It does look like Illinois has their eyes towards C long. They would have to work through an Ohm and Smoke to get through there. But look at this lurk from Viper up B. She might have some success here because it doesn't look like UMD's too aware of that lurk as it stands right now, as there's so much C presence. And Eugene just spots everybody at C long. He's going to probably throw a flash that way to try to work off his Yex there. And Yex is getting pushed off this site, but he's not going down without a fight. Not able to take down anyone, but Jinho and Eugene are able to capitalize off their positioning there. And Spartacus just not aware of that lurk, as I mentioned earlier. And now UMD has to question where is Illinois going to hit? And actually, it's a fast rotate towards A site. UMD looks like they might just now be getting the read, especially with that Cypher trip sounding. And now UMD going to have to once again use that utility to retake. This time I think it's going to be Jinho with his utility making fights more favorable for his teammates. But that Cypher ult from Illinois is going to make things super difficult now that all the flanks are exposed.
Yeah, they're still well aware of this Viper that's lurking, and they do get the kill, but the Viper does take one, so this is now in a 3v2. Still numbers up for UMD, and the breach ult there, that is huge. That puts everyone off site. Clears sight, but they have to be very careful here. There's one person sewers and one person long.
Oh, and that Sova ult's gonna make things so difficult for the defuse. I think their only option here is to push it. Looks like that's what Jinho is going to do, and it works out beautifully for them. Great use of utility for Jinho. Something we've been seeing is these initiators, whether it be Spart or Jinho, stepping up in these retake situations. As soon as they're able to use their util in that way, it makes things so much easier for the rest of their team.
Yeah, and like we were talking about a couple rounds ago, just the factor of teamwork in this. Like we saw Yex, he completely trusted Jinho to get that last kill on the Sova, and he did. And while Yex is defusing, so that kind of like trust and stuff takes a while to build, but you can definitely see it with this team.
And now we are all evened out at 5v5. I love this positioning from Spartacus and Yex, this A aggression yet again, because it looks like this time that's where Illinois is looking towards. But they're going to be faced with a lot of utility, and look at that spray from Yex. Great shot. I don't think they know where Spartacus is, and they don't know at all, as he's able to find two swings to almost find the third, but not quite. Jinho's able to clean that up, though. And just great positioning from those two, great synergy from those two, and just overall great teamwork. And now it's all up to this one remaining Illinois attacker. I think UMD, you know, just as long as they play together, should be able to close out this round.
Eugene looking here to maybe get behind the Cypher. I think the Cypher is thinking that it's all good behind. Might try to hit A, but he knows he's going to get pinched at some point.
Exactly. It looks like he is getting pinched. Eugene's being pretty patient with that angle, but I think breaking that trip's going to encourage him to rotate faster on that flank, as he's doing right now. Bomb is planted, so it's a matter of UMD just playing together here. Not giving him 1v1s is the most important thing. And regardless, it looks like Eugene's able to win that 1v1. So great job for Eugene, great job for UMD. And we might have had a disconnect for Illinois.
Yeah,
so
I think we're going to have to go into a short tech pause on Illinois' side. But so far, this game is very even. I mean, UMD has been able to pull back the momentum, putting it at 6-5. And that's kind of where you want, especially if you're starting on defense, because Haven's a pretty attack-sided map. So if you're able to match the the power that an Illinois has on the attack side, you're set. However, the other thing too is Illinois has a much more defensive comp than UMD, but UMD has a very attack-sided comp with that Breach and that Sova and the Jet. Just those three that's perfect.
Yeah, with the double initiator, you would think they'd be more favored towards attack, but it's going to be interesting to see how Illinois responds to that defensive role. Like you said, they have a more defensive-sided comp. So if there's any place for UMD to get ahead, it's certainly in this half if you have that bit of insurance before you know you're about to face an Omen and a Viper on the defense.
Definitely. And so when you're playing against two controllers, especially a Viper, typically you want to default, I would think. Just because there's so many like lines of sight that you just can't see and stuff. It's denial of vision from the smokes, especially from the Viper and the Omen. I think UMD might opt into going for like a default situation here.
Yeah, and also I'd like to talk about Jinho and how important he's been for the team. Like we said, he is a pretty new addition to this Premier roster, and you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at this match. He is playing so cohesively and just so well with the rest of this team, and I love the double initiator pick because if one of them dies, Spart or Jinho, it's so easy for the other one to just carry that weight in terms of starting retakes and all that. That's really what has won UMD these last couple of rounds, because the bomb is getting planted almost every round. It's a matter of winning retakes.
Oh yeah, and especially just with Jinho's coherence with the team. He's been practicing a lot with his team, and it definitely shows just based off of how well he is, or how well he's able to execute plays, or just stay calm and collected and trust his teammates to do whatever they need to do, and also for them to trust him too. I think his teammates trusting him because he's new. And a lot of teams, it doesn't matter if it's just esports, but just regular sports. That's a pretty big factor. If you're a new player, it's hard to trust that new player, but they seem to trust him all right.
Yeah, and trust is definitely a common theme throughout this team, like we've been seeing with coordinated attacks. The swinging is on time, the angles are perfect to not give up a 1v1, and it's been great for UMD in the past couple rounds. I think, in the beginning of the game, they were kind of, getting the momentum, feeling it out, and now, it's just everything seems to be going in their favor these past couple rounds, and it's going to be really important for them to close out this half on top, because like we said, of the defensive-sided comp that Illinois does have. And it's also important for them to win this game for the tournament's sake. These are only best of one, so you don't have another chance on a different map with the same school. We'd be facing another school if UMD does come out with the win. We would not be facing Illinois again, and we are back right into the action. The round has already started. I believe Yex found that first kill with an outlaw, and now Illinois is on way to B site. And Illinois is just holding down this B site, able to find Jinho and Flaps for that. So now UMD is at a 2v4. Oh, but not for long. Look at Spartacus, who found two. Eugene also there to help him out. But it does look like Illinois is going to get this plant down actually on C and force Yex and Eugene into a retake. And they're not going to have a ton of utility to counter these Omen smokes.
Yeah, the only problem is Omen can still reposition if he wants to. He has his ult. So even if a quick TP to CT and he cancels is more than enough time just to defend. But Yex able to updraft and take out the Omen with his knives. Immaculately played.
Look at that high-low. I want to point that out from Eugene and Yex. Like we were saying with that trust, they definitely coordinated, hey, Eugene, I'm going to updraft. We're going to hold a high-low. He can't kill both of us at the same time. It's an insane amount of trust. It's an insane amount of communication, and it's all paying off for UMD.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it is 7-5 too. That's huge when you're playing on Haven. If you've gotten to 7 rounds on defense, that's huge. And taking that momentum in attack is a little hard, but we've seen UMD able to convert that momentum at the round half very well in past seasons.
And now UMD is on the attack. Be interesting to see how they typically decide to entry onto sites. It's also interesting to see where Illinois is placing their utility on the defense. Looks like that Viper wall is going to be primarily used to hold down C site and garage.
Yeah, I think UMD again will try to default, but it doesn't look like they're defaulting at all. They're just going for a straight C hit.
I'm wondering, why that wall wasn't put up earlier, because now UMD, for the most part, is about to get on the other side of it. Oh no, that Cypher utility just put Eugene in such a hard place, though. Jinho making way onto the site, finding one, and now everyone's just such in close quarters here onto this site. Illinois has not given it up, but UMD's going to have to fight for it. And now Yex is left in a 1v2 and cannot come out alive on the other side.
Yeah, even with that late Viper wall, it still put them all to a disadvantage because it's pistol round. You don't have much health to begin with, and if you already got decayed, that's like 1 or 2 ghost shots to the body and then you're done.
Yeah, you're right. It might have been smarter for that Viper to wait until UMD's forced, to weave around that wall versus blocking them off, because if you get them to, like you said, go through that wall, that's going to put their HP way down.
Yeah, I think the coordination between the Viper and the Cypher for Illinois was also to put that wall up late so that they don't see the Viper trip that was just sitting there. I don't remember if that was a Viper trip or a Sova dart. I'm assuming it's a Viper trip, but that took out Eugene.
UMD this time looking towards A site. They have to read that there's 2 defenders that way. Spart's going to put up his dart and try to get any more information he can. And look at this fast rotate from Illinois. Yex is forced to take space aggressively, cannot find a kill though in order to gain any more leeway onto this site. I wouldn't be surprised if UMD tried to rotate here, but they're not even able to get themselves out of this site. Now Flaps is just kind of stuck here. The smoke's going to dissipate, and then they have eyes on this angle.
Yeah, it's excruciatingly important if Flaps just got a couple kills, but that unfortunately is not going to happen. UMD is playing this very, very fast. It's surprising, granted how much defensive capabilities Illinois has. I think it's, in this scenario, it might be better to default, run the abilities dry so that when they go to attack a site, there's a lot less to deal with. Like, for example, Viper, because she got nerfed pretty recently, it takes forever for her wall to recharge.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Baiting out utility might be the name of the game here for UMD. They also have to try it, see how it goes, but I'd love to see them try to bait out a bunch of util, then do a fast rotate.
And Jinho goes 1v1 with the op and does take it out of the Jets' hands. I think it is recovered by their Sova. I don't know if he got that, but I'm assuming.
Yeah, look at this rotate from UMD, and look how successful it looks like it's going to be. There's nobody on C-side. They're going to have to go through this Viper wall and a fair bit of Cypher utility, but if they can make their way through that, they should be good to plant on C.
Yeah, it was kind of a mistake for the Cypher to rotate really early. I think what they were thinking is that UMD was going to commit. They've committed the last 2 times.
Yeah, and that time we did see more of baiting of utility and rotating, which is exactly what we were hoping for. Now, Illinois, for the first time, is put in a retake. Let's see how they handle it. Looks like there's going to be 2 people pushing up out of garage. The Viper's going to put up her wall to try and make this fight favorable for her. But it looks like instead it just kind of closes her off there, and she does get taken down.
Looks like the Sova is going to save the op. Pretty smart choice. Granted, you don't really have much to work with next round. Having an op in your hands is very, very big. But, I mean, UMD players don't care. You saw Jinho ego peek the op and win. So that's got to be a little bit of an ego check for the Jet.
And UMD's trying to hunt down this operator, just trying to, see where it is. But, you also don't want to die after you have a gun in your hand. So important to note that op is still in play. And it was the Jet who had it last time, right? The operator? Yeah, so it's going to be back into the Jet's hands. And it looks like she is going to be mid. UMD does have a decent buy here, not the amount of shields that they would probably like to have. Right, but regardless, it's important that they get this round in to further their lead.
And they are doing a very aggressive push down sewers. The only thing they have to be careful about is a Cypher setup. They might try to wait, figure out to see if Cypher is here, or they might try to hit it, but it does look like they're spreading out to other sites and maybe trying to take space in mid.
They also could just be trying to find out where this operator is and either, you know, try to swing it together or rotate off of it. Looks like Spartacus is going to use his utility to try to clear out Garage. Doesn't spawn anyone, you know, holding that aggressively, so that's going to allow him to take a little bit of space with his utility there. Maybe throw off Illinois, thinking that there's going to be a heavier Garage push than there is in actuality, but they have got to be careful of this Jet who's holding B-site with an operator. And the Jet's able to find Spartacus, and now UMD is very aware of that operator in play on the back of B-site. Look at this lurk from Yex, though. On A, I think he's just trying to call out for his teammates whether A is an option or not, but there's still Cypher utility there, and a Cypher is still at Heaven, and it looks like he's going to peek out, but he gets Omen smoked off, so Yex has got to be calling out to his team, hey, I have A site, and that's exactly what's going to happen as bomb goes down for UMD.
Yeah, it was a very good rotate. The only problem is UMD's down a lot of players. They're down 2 players, but Yex goes in aggressive from the Omen flash. Gets 2. That's already what you want. That's what you want from a scenario like this, because now you've evened out the numbers, and Jinho has his ult. This is huge. And Eugene gets 2. It's a 1v2. Jinho still has ult. Waiting for tap.
And Jinho's going to use that ultimate. Sova's not able to dodge it. But regardless, it looks like Yex is just going to let Jinho take that kill off of his own ultimate, and great post-plant utility from UMD and great kills from Yex. Let's take another look at this. He finds the one who dropped out from Heaven, and then he swung into CT, and it was great.
Yeah, I think Yex is disciplined too in that last part of the round, not to peek that, because he was so low. He didn't want to risk losing a gun or even losing the round. I mean, I think at that point you probably couldn't lose the round because the spike was already, it had already matured a lot. But very, very smart play from Yex. Very well played by Jinho, just to save that ult for the right timing and then swing the Sova to get that kill. And UMD's already really showing a lot of presence into Garage here.
Yeah, I mean, there's just really a Deagle holding it, so you might as well push that as Jinho does. Going to use his concuss to make way onto site. And this Cypher's pushed way out of position for Illinois. And Flaps has to be aware of the Viper behind him. This is not quite, and everything is just falling apart for UMD. Is all up to Spartacus with 7 HP, and that round just went so wrong so quickly.
Yeah, Illinois got the gamble stack right. I mean, they put a lot of util and bodies towards C, and UMG just kind of fell into that. I think because, you know, UMD is a very aggressive team. I think they were just trying to get into sight no matter where they were stacking really quickly, just so they could, I guess, save guns or something. Because that's what you want to do when you're against an eco round, is save guns. You don't want to lurk off somewhere else, because then you give a gun to the other team. But it just didn't work out for UMD in that scenario.
And UMD is 2 for 2 on these attack rounds. I think they're still trying to find their footing, try to find what works for them, what doesn't work for them. They've been strong in post plants, but sometimes they just get shut down before they can even get the bomb down, and that's really where they are losing these rounds.
Get out of my way!
And Yex does pop his ult. Ults are pretty even on either side. We have the Cypher and Omen ult on the side of UMD, and the Sova and Cypher ult on the side of Illinois. I think Illinois might have a little bit more of an advantage with their ults, just because of the Sova ult. You can stop a plant for just a little longer, and you could basically attack whatever choke you want to.
Oh,
but UMD set a fantastic fake, and now they're just gonna hit C.
This is beautifully played by UMD. The fake went like exactly in their favor. Yex doesn't even need to get an opening pick. Site is just open for them. Enemy Sova, though, is going to try to use his ultimate to try and force UMD off that bomb, but eventually Jinho's going to be able to get that plant down. And look at the swing coming from CT. Spartacus finds 2 who have decided to swing out, and Flaps finds 2 as well for himself. Eugene there to clean things up on top of Logs. And what a great round from UMD. Again, they are so strong in these post plants. It's just a matter of getting onto site and getting bombed down that is really the struggle for them.
Oh yeah, I totally agree, especially with that high-low. We've seen a lot of high-lows this game so far. I mean, these teams, they're professional teams. They're able to utilize whatever kind of angle gets them the most value. And UMD so far has been able to utilize a lot of these high-lows. Like in that situation with Logs, I think it was Yex that was on top. He trusted Eugene to get... Or was it Eugene or Spartacus?
Eugene, yeah, Eugene was on top of Logs. Yep.
Okay, but yeah, I think whoever was on bottom of Logs was, doing most of the work, while Eugene was just, I mean, he was Sova darted, he was blinded, so there's nothing he could really do except just shoot. And thankfully, it did work out for. I think it was Spartacus on the bottom of Logs who was able to really put the nail in the coffin that round.
And UMD just trying to have more success onto B like they did last round. This time it's fast and aggressive. They haven't fully cleared B site though at all. Unless Yex does, finding 2 there off rip. Flaps also got 1 for himself, and that puts UMD at a 5v2 advantage. Look at this lurk from Flaps. I really like this lurk, but he has to be aware of the Sova, and he's not quite. Sova is able to creep up. Looks like he's going to join that jet. Both CT. Spartacus, though, works off of that flash to find the Sova and also the jet through a wall bang.
Yeah, it was a little cheeky play from the Sova on the other team with Flaps, because I think Flaps was just assuming that he was going to go straight towards C Link, but the Sova doubled down and went back and kind of had the read that Flaps was there.
And look at the scoreline now, 11-8. UMD only needs a couple more rounds to close this thing out, and I think if they're going to close it out, it's got to be now, because look at the bye. UMD has to keep running with this momentum because you really don't want it to get to an overtime situation, because all Illinois needs is like 2-3 more rounds to really be back in this thing. Tons of A aggression from Illinois as they peek out, but then they double back, still holding pretty aggressive angles though. That jet's going to be forced to dash away though, as UMD's just running onto the site, and trades are going through back and forth. Everything is evened out as it stands right now, but it's ending up with UMD having control of this bomb site.
1 enemy remaining.
But it's the Cypher who they're not expecting through a short. And now he's onto the site. It's up to Eugene. He knows 1 has to be long because he saw that Viper Molly, but just cannot get his crosshair in the right place quickly enough.
Yeah, that Cypher had a really, really aggressive and quick flank. I don't think UMD was really set up for that. Definitely caused a lot of damage that round. I think it was the deciding factor in why UMD lost that round. But going into this round, now Illinois has 3 ults to work with. They still have the Cypher ult, but now they have the Omen and Viper ult. The Viper ult's gonna be very crucial in either a retake or just contesting site.
And UMD really only has that breach ult to work with, which we've seen be really important on post plants, so I think they're going to be saving that for that type of situation. But like you mentioned, the Cypher and this Viper ult are going to be so hard for UMD to counter, and things get started off this round with a trade from both sides. Oh, that Viper ult is triggered onto A site, causing UMD to rotate far, far away from it. They do not want to deal with that. It looks like really only Illinois has like 1-2 players on B side. They're not really looking towards mid yet either though, so mid is certainly an option for them if they want to now. Looks like they're going to opt for Garage. They're going to have to go through some Cypher utility and a Viper wall that's going to be popped any second now, I'm sure. So yeah, realizing there's all that util there, they decided to double back towards B.
Yeah, I think it'd be smart not to hit C either, because Cypher's been pretty consistent about playing at C with that Viper wall. I mean, we've seen in previous rounds just how valuable that combination is. It looks like they might double down and hit A.
I love these mind games from UMD, but it looks like, look at that Viper's positioning. Viper has not budged at all. And if there's anyone who UMD has to be careful for, it's her, because they have to clear this corner all the way or else they are certainly going to pay for it. But UMD being silent right now. Those Omen smokes in the util, though, comes flashing out. Viper swings out, finds 2, but Flaps eventually does get that pick. But UMD now numbers down 2v3. Bomb is going to come down for UMD, but Illinois is going to make things very difficult with their retake utility. And Illinois onto this bomb site. Flaps finds one, but he gets quickly traded. It's all up to Eugene in a 1v1. His positioning is from heaven. Bomb is not entirely planted for him. He's going to have to move if he's going to want to kill this diffuser. He TPs onto the top of site and just doesn't have any idea where the bomb is, it looks like. And UMD loses that round, but by a narrow margin. Eugene was so close there. If he just spammed down, but I know it's hard if you don't know exactly where it is.
Yeah, I think that Omen smoke really was just really unlucky in its positioning, because I think he was just hoping to see just a sliver of his head. But Cypher, I mean, he kind of played that pretty well. You know, diffusing not where the smoke is, because I mean, when you're against an Omen on A site and he throws a smoke and he's heaven too, that's kind of a thing that, like, they're gonna TP on top of box.
Once again, we see A aggression from both sides. This time, Illinois does not have a Viper ultimate to work off of, but they do have that Omen ultimate. Wouldn't be surprised if they use that, at least for some information, as UMD has been pretty trivial in terms of what site they're going to end up hitting.
I think UMD really has to snowball their ultimates here. I think they'll end up getting the Sova ult pretty soon, I believe, and Yex's jet knives. So they got to really be careful about their ultimate usage here, but try to use it in a way that they can win this round and then win the next round with ultimates.
Yeah, things are pretty quiet right now to start off. Flaps is going to creep up into Garage with the help of Spartacus and his utility. They're just kind of spamming through Garage. They're trying to do a little bit of damage, but doesn't look like they're able to do so quite yet. But look at this positioning from UMD. We still have good numbers on A, but so does Illinois on the other side, and they're just throwing utility out UMD's way to make things difficult for them to take this site. Yes, updrafts onto A on top of boxes, finds one off of that off angle there. Now he's going to hold CT for his team as UMD tries to get this plant down, but it's so hard with the Sova ult from the other side. Yex finds his second of the round. Flaps finds that Cypher Heaven, which is huge, but Spartacus is the one who kills him finally. Eugene does die onto the site because of that Cypher, because the Viper, who was CT, looks like she's going to creep up heaven, and UMB's very aware of that, or at least Yex is, as he's able to find his third of the round. But this Sova is still heaven. Jinho did not have that read. I don't think really UMD knew his positioning there, because it looked like Yex was looking CT as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of util that was going into CT, so I'm assuming their read was that he was going to push out of CT, but he was just staying up in heaven, playing patient, and was able to get a kill, but Spartacus was able to trade.
And now we are at match point. UMD needs one more to close this thing out, and they better do it before it gets close into overtime.
I mean, look at their ults. They have 4 ults, and Spartacus is two points away. I mean, he used his ult last round. Now he's two ult points away. That's really crazy.
So yes, UMD has plenty of ultimates to work off of. It looks like they want to show A presence yet again. Would not be surprised if we saw Yex pop his knives towards the rip just to, you know, get a couple picks onto whatever site they end up choosing. Of course, if they end up in a post plant, you know, they have Jinho's ultimate for that. And if they just need more information, there's just so many levels of safety nets that UMD has right now in terms of their, ultimates. But timer has stopped, so could be in a tactical timeout if I had to guess for Illinois. I'm not 100% sure though.
Maybe. I mean, we haven't seen a timeout yet from either side. No, I think it might be a tech pause.
Tech?
Yeah.
Probably.
Spartacus was or he looked like he wasn't moving at all, so that might be the problem. But I mean, UMD's going against an eco. They're going against a judge, I think 2 Spectres, an outlaw or marshal and a shorty. That's, I mean, if you're UMD, you're looking at that. You're like, okay. I mean, obviously they don't know what the guns are, but they know it. They know how much credits they're working with. So, looking at that, you're like, okay, we're in a pretty good spot. We have 4 ults, about to get a 5th one. You know, if they farm ult torps, or get spiked down. But I mean, this is looking very favorable for UMD. They just got to be really careful about where exactly they're hitting, how fast they're hitting, because we've seen a couple rounds ago, they went against an eco and they got completely obliterated.
And timer is back on. We're going to head into this crucial round for UMD. They need one more to put this thing away. Yex does pop that ultimate to start things off. Jinho with his outlaw finds success towards A short. Flaps as well, and it looks like this is going to be a full take from UMD onto A site as Jinho uses his breach ultimate. Yex updrafts, peeking through CT, doesn't quite find anybody yet, but he is not giving up there, and he's able to find one with his Vandal. And he does get traded off, but it's just chaos from UMD, and they are able to take this first best of 1 in the tournament style NECC match with a win.
Yeah, it was a little rough at the start for UMD, going 0-4 and losing most of those rounds, and honestly losing a lot of momentum, but they were able to bring it back, and especially being able to convert a 7-5 into a round win starting on defense. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, great first round from UMD. Great mental to not get thrown off by losing the first couple there. And I'm super excited to see what UMD is able to do in their second match of the series. And we'll be back with that one after the commercial break.
Whether you're a new publisher or app developer, or if you've been around the block for a little while and you have your own ad ops team, Playwire is developing the solutions and products that are perfect for you.
RAMP stands for Revenue Amplification Management Platform. But really what it does, it helps you make more money per user, and it helps you simplify your business so you can just focus on what matters, which is making great content. So if you think about today's ecosystem, there's so many different pieces to run an ad tech platform.
RAMP brings the entire ad ecosystem under one umbrella. Everything from centralized ad unit creation to piping in those demand sources. We layer on a DMP, and we take care of your data privacy and consent management for you as well. We tie all of that together with robust analytics.
Playwire really offers our publishers 2 different models at this point. We've got the full service model where we come in and we cover everything. And there's now our new self-service model where you can come in and you can say, I just want Playwire to take care of some of these things for me. Another thing that we've had a lot of partners do with us in the past is say, hey, maybe I have a few of my own direct campaigns that I want to run. Or I've even got an ad ops team. I don't know whether Playwire is right for me because those people are doing a good job. We don't want to displace them in favor of Playwire. That's fine. We're happy to bring all the technology that we've put out there, but use it with your own team and with your own ad stack. What does that mean for you as a publisher? It means that you get to leverage all of the revenue maximization technology that we've got in place and still have all of the capabilities and all of the demand partners that you're used to working with. You can have your cake and you can eat it too.
We actually do things at such scale, right? We're serving 70 billion ads a month at this point. That's a huge benefit that we're passing on to the publisher.
Revenue intelligence marries human intelligence with machine intelligence. At its core, revenue intelligence is about taking all the demand that you're already getting and getting more out of it. We want to make it so that you're getting 10% more from your ad inventory without even worrying about who the advertisers are. It's based on us going in and understanding what are the places where we can put additional price pressure on. There's all sorts of situations like this where you can eke out little benefits and add them all up. You're quickly at a point where you are getting that 10, 15, 20% uplift on your revenue without having made any changes in who's actually doing the advertising.
Our DMP is built from the ground up to work in a cookieless environment and not use cookies to basically store, user behavior or anything like that. And it's built right into the RAMP platform.
We can tell advertisers information about user interests, but also user behavior, do it on a massive scale, do it in that real-time way that we also do with our revenue intelligence capabilities, and also do it in a way where we can leverage the size of our network. we're trying to do everything that we can to show you every step of the process of getting an ad onto the page. That means that we've got much richer charts and graphs, a lot more ability to look at a piece of information and drill down on it. Answer that question that maybe you didn't even know that you were asking. We're trying to make you think differently, actually, about your business, about how your business relates to advertising, and reveal all of that through the platform. So analytics are one big piece of it.
It's a constant evolution. We're constantly updating our technology. We're constantly creating the future.
It's a real challenge for publishers these days to navigate advertising technology. It seems like every 6 months there's some new challenge. And at Playwire, we make sure that we take all of that pain away from our publishers so they can focus on their core business of publishing.
Terp Adventures. Take flight at Stamp. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body. Feed your mind. Feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance. Sing, perform, find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete, play, with wings on our feet. Here your spirit can fly. Here your soul lifts up. Here you remember those who came before. This is STAM. This is the center for campus life, where Terp adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
Hey guys, and welcome back. And we have a special announcement. So as part of our esports watch party tonight, we are doing a raffle. And the winner, we'll be drawing 4 tickets. The winner will get tickets to the JID concert happening Thursday at 8 o'clock. So if you guys don't know who JID is, he's a pretty popular rapper. I'm personally going to that concert. I'm really excited. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the drawing. So I'm going to shake this up, and then Lily, will you do the honors of pulling?
I'll do the honors.
All right, first ticket.
Okay, it is number 388745. That's 388745. CJ is our winner, our director. Congratulations, CJ. Not scripted, I promise. This was so funny. Okay, congratulations, CJ, who's our lovely director.
All right, we have 3 more drawings. Let me mix this up pretty well. There we go. I think it's mixed up. Lily, go for it.
New one. We mixed. Don't worry, we mixed. Okay, next ticket. It is 388748. That is 388748. You are the lucky winner of a ticket to the JID concert. All right, this time you want to pick?
Sure, you shake it up.
Gotta shake it good. Okay.
All right. And the lucky number is 388739. That's 388739. Congratulations, you also won a JID ticket.
And this is the last one?
Yep,
last one. All right.
Not looking. And our final winner of tonight, the number is 388732. That's 388732. Congratulations to all the winners to the JID concert this Thursday at 8 o'clock. I'm pretty excited. I know you guys are probably pretty excited. You know, if you don't want to go, then there's always Ticketmaster. You can sell your ticket. But definitely go. Concerts are like a once in a lifetime type thing, and especially for a performer like JID, I've heard he's very good.
I hope you enjoy it. I hope the winners and CJ all enjoy it. And as much as we are going to enjoy this next map that the Terps are going to be taking on, we're not sure quite which school they're going to be taking on yet, because again, these tournaments are live. So everything, it depends on like when the other schools finish, and there's a lot of live aspects at play. But regardless, we are going to be bringing you UMD's second game after another quick commercial break. So make sure you all stick around.
Subin Kim. My in-game name is Carrots, and I'm the controller of this team.
My name is Hannah. My IGN is Tuxedo Sam, and I play Sentinel for the team.
My name is Sima. My in-game name is Care Bear, and I'm a flex.
My name is Megan. My IGN is Giraffe, and I'm an initiator.
My name is Sophia. My IGN is Soap, and I'm an initiator.
Hi everyone, I'm Ayush. My in-game name is Dusty Exo, and I'm the coach.
For me, I think it was just really interesting to see like our names on like social media and like on a website. I'm just like, whoa, my name is on a website but so I think that was like the number one thing that kind of like just it brought the realization of like what kind of team I'm in, like what kind of position I'm in.
Meeting them. It's like hard to make a woman and non-binary friends in Valorant, so it's just really nice that we have like a team specifically for that.
The studio.
Yeah. Oh, the studio.
The
Oh,
studio.
I didn't even know that existed. I didn't know that existed until like remember like when we first talked about the studio. I was like, what's that? When I first went to the room, I was like, oh, there's cameras and lighting. I'm just like, that's
nice computer.
Nice computer.
The monitors
So
are crazy.
true.
Winning.
Yeah.
Oh, so true.
Yeah.
W winning.
Getting that.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I feel
that
like
was pretty cool.
Hey. I would say supportive is definitely like Dusty and Rachel. Those two, just like making sure we had scrims down, making sure we had practice schedules down, like Dusty making sure like to pick out what we did wrong, just like, helping us improve. I think definitely.
Yeah, Dusty's a very present coach. So
Very.
It's like he's really reliable and helped us through the whole season.
Thanks, team.
Yeah, you'd even like schedule things for us,
Like organize all the schedules.
help us map bands and like talk to
Stats,
them
yeah.
if like realize if one of them was like unranked or something. Breaking a rule. Making teams forfeit.
Maybe we don't talk about that last part.
I would also say like our fans in chat, like on
Oh,
stream.
true.
So it was nice knowing
W
people
chat.
watching us.
And the haters.
Oh yeah.
Improve in the higher division.
Yeah, it is definitely more challenging because we're in a higher division now. But I think we could, like, with our coordination, I definitely think we could. We need to bring home another one of these.
It feels great.
Yeah.
You guys know this is the first title that Terps Esports has won.
Wait, seriously?
And by women.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously? Oh,
First time.
cool.
I like playing Valorant.
Have an excuse to play games.
That's true. That's good. For me, I joined because, I've always wanted to be on a women's team, especially since I got to UMD, and me and Dusty had always tried to make teams work every semester, and this was the first time it actually did work and stuck, and the people who tried out were committed. So I guess I've always just wanted to be on a women's team to connect more to that community. To make friends.
So I had that gap, without a team for a while, and then I saw the form, and I was like, I really want to try this. This sounds fun. And then, yeah, I play Valorant too much. First of all, I did not imagine me being IGL when I first started, because I am, outside of my Lilac team, I am known as the no-brain, only aim chamber in comp. So I did not imagine myself being IGL. But I think there were some difficulties in the beginning because no one, I wasn't used to giving out comms. I was just very confused. But I think now it's just the amount of trust that my teammates give me when I give out comms and the amount of coordination that we have. I just love being IGLing because I trust that things will work out.
To the second game of this tournament, we are up against Fanshawe College from Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, I mean, the last round was really fun to watch, but I've never heard of this team before, so I'm really excited to see what they do.
Yeah, me as well. I haven't even heard of the school. I guess we're not too familiar with the Canadian schools. So we are up against Fanshawe Fuel, and I'm not quite sure what map we are on yet. I guess we'll be finding out pretty shortly, as I do think we have passed Agent Select already, and the Terps are heading into their game. Game audio, but
I'm trying to figure out what map this is. Just by the. Oh, it's definitely. Oh, it's gonna be Sunset or Pearl.
Why?
Just because of the opening. The music.
Oh.
I feel like you could tell which map it is just based off the music.
Oh, okay,
It's Haven. I was completely wrong. So.
Haven again. Okay, well, we know that the Terps are very warmed up on this map, so that's probably a good thing for them. They are going to be starting on the attack. And look at the composition. Same composition as last round, that they do not want to change up anything. But look at the neon from Fanshawe. That is going to be interesting to see how the Terps respond to that, as it looks like they are starting their attack round on Seaside, taking garage control quickly with Yex and Jinho together, breaking that trip and taking space. Terps do have to deal with 2 Fanshawe players on backside, and they're going to be very difficult as Yex does get taken down. Jinho, though, tries to do the rest of the work, but cannot quite pull it off, and that Cypher is so deadly sitting backside. Now UMD's in a bit of a pickle. They never really gain C control, so they're kind of doubling back. Eugene and Flaps going to be grouped together towards B side, it looks like, where Flaps is starting to set up, but he's still able to find that late rotate. Looking for more, though. Not going to find it, and he's forced to back up a little bit. Eugene back up into the util, gets picked off, and Flaps quickly to follow in his footsteps as Fanshawe takes the first round.
Yeah, that C execute was a little weird. I think they're a little slow on that. They were really aggressive to take space up garage and C long, but just having that Cypher back sight for so long. I mean, he was stunned for quite a while, but they just didn't take advantage of that. But then the Cypher got, I think it was 2 kills, and that already put a disadvantage on UMD.
That Cypher did not budge, and it paid off for them. Like you said, stun and flash and all. They were still able to pick off, I think, at least 2 UMD players there. So UMD looking to do more or less the same thing they did last round, with the exception of Flaps looking at B site, which actually is pretty open, with the exception of just like 1 neon there. But you know, B is so close to the vicinity of the other 2 sides, it's easy for defenders to pinch in. But Yex quickly takes space onto C site. Not going to work out in his favor, though he misses the first judge shot. But looks like Flaps, though, with a Deagle's able to make some magic happen. Spartacus, what great shots, just hiding on that C site. Now he's trying to, he knows he's aware that there's going to be some movement from CT, but looks like he's going to back up and play this one with his teammate Flaps, who is down to only 2 HP. But the HP on the other side is not looking too great either, with Fanshawe's breach down about less than half HP. They do seem to have the read that UMD is creeping up towards B. That breach is being super patient, waiting for Flaps or Spartacus to peek up, but it's not going to happen, as they're quietly making their way back to C site, trying to catch that Sova out of position.
Yeah, I think they're really banking on the fact that it's kind of like a mental control of C site. They already had control of C site, so it's like, you know, maybe there might be one more person on site, but that Sova dart missed, which is huge, because now Flaps could have gotten the spike down, and it's a 1v1 against both Sovas. And Spartacus, with an amazing shot, gets a 3K to clean up the round. What a really good turnaround for UMD there.
Yeah, great job from Spartacus. He knows the HP's in his favor, because I'm sure Flaps is communicating that to him. Enemy Sova down to 15 HP. Spartacus swings with confidence because of that, is able to find that pick to close out that round, and we are evened out at 1-1.
Yeah, and let's talk about that shot from Flaps. I know he didn't see it, but it went through the wall. He was just on top of that, full confidence, even though he was down to 2 HP. He told himself, he's like, I'm going to hit the shot, and he did.
This time, UMD seems to be thinking of defaulting. Very passive from UMD, but look at A-Site. A-Site is stacked up from Fanshawe, and UMD is going to find that out sooner or later. Depends if Yex decides that is where he wants to go up and take space, and it looks like that might be what's happening. Spartacus's utility might have to be what UMD relies on to give him this read that A is 4-stacked.
Oh, no. This is not looking good. I mean, they have full control of sewers. If Flaps rolls down there, he's dead within 2 seconds.
Breach util rolls out for UMD, but
Flaps is able to take out the shorty.
Yeah, and it's just a brawl onto A-Site. UMD coming out on top of it, and now it's just up to this Cypher here. Utility's flying his way. I'm sure UMD knows exactly where he is. He only has a deagle in hand, so as long as UMD plays this smart, looks like there's gonna be what looked like was gonna be a double swing was not in the end on this. Cypher's flash for days, and Eugene just couldn't, or it might have been Jinho there.
Yeah, it was Jinho.
Yeah.
He just didn't have enough bullets in the magazine just to clean off that kill, but Eugene was able to come and help and secure that round. But that was a crazy shot by the Cypher.
And I was expecting Jinho and Spartacus to peek that together, but I don't think they did, and they almost went horribly wrong because of it. But
yeah,
no,
I mean,
Jinho
just the
was there.
reaction time too on that Cypher. That was crazy. I could hear I think it was a Spartacus or something say "Whoa," just really loud from the studio. So I would have had that same reaction too.
And some A aggression from Fanshawe to start things off. Spartacus gets picked off early. That's one initiator down for the Terps. And it looks like UMD's grouping together through A sewers. I'm surprised they haven't backed off from A because that's where the stack was last round. But I think they're just kind of want to feel this out, see what information they can get. Yex and Jinho are going to be creeping up A short. They spotted the enemy breach, did quite a bit of damage to him, and they're going to try to take space off of that. But Fanshawe has come in with reinforcements, and now this A site's going to be very difficult for them to take.
They are backing off. Flaps looks like he's trying to get a pick somewhere in garage, but he knows the Cypher's there because that trip was not placed there to begin with.
Oh, and look at this close fight between Flaps and the enemy
does get the kill.
Cypher. Yeah, he ends up on top and uses his ultimate to try and help out his team. Eugene's just got to get out of there as fast as possible.
That was so close for Eugene, but so huge now because now he's alive. That's the controller player. Yex is trying to look to take an early fight. Doesn't get anything.
Yeah, he finds two, though. He knows there's two. He's going to keep looking in that direction. Finds one. Jinho holding a tight angle also finds success. And UMD numbers up and HP up, and they know the remaining two Fanshawe players are there from C-Link. But regardless, the enemy Sova just doing such a good job taking down UMD, and same with that breach. That was great teamwork there and great confidence from Fanshawe to just go in guns blazing. Their location is well known. It's just a matter of winning your fight earlier.
Yeah, that spray from Fanshawe's Sova, that was...
Yeah.
There was a little luck in that, but they just kind of lined up perfectly. I think that's just a, kind of a chemistry thing. Like, you don't want to line up when you know both players are in a link. So they got to just kind of regroup here and sort this next round out. I mean, it's still a really even game. It's anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, it's still a tight game. Like you were saying, 2-2. Scoreboard looking pretty even as well. Ultimate's starting to be a factor for Fanshawe as they have two in play.
And UMD just got their Sova ult and does use it. I think he might get this pick. He does, which is huge. Allows Yex to take complete control of site.
Yeah, Spartacus, great use of his ultimate there, able to clear off the only C defender to leave C up for UMD. I love this lurk from Flaps. If he goes garage, I'd actually like to see him go garage because it looks like that's where this Omen and who's not really watching his grass. And I think, yeah, if Flaps is quiet here, he might find some success as he peeks out. Trigger discipline, but his location's revealed, but not unbeknownst to the Sova and UMD, just all collectively finding their picks in a decisive round finish.
Yeah, well done by Flaps. I mean, it was a little unlucky that he didn't hit that shot in the breach, but it did make up for it that the Sova used his ult. So then he was able to net a free kill there, and then UMD just like we talked about last round. Their post plant is phenomenal, and they continue to show us their post plant, especially in that last round.
Yeah, I'm surprised
most of Fanshaws is just dead within the first second of entering on site. So it was a very good play from UMD holding that site.
UMD looking towards A, but that Neon ultimate coming in from Sewers is going to make things so difficult because this Neon is continuing to be aggressive. Eugene, though, is not going to have any of it and shuts down that Neon ultimate, which allows the rest of his team to creep up towards A long, though. They don't have Spike in hand, so I'm not sure if they're interested in committing here or not. Flaps definitely has eyes on this flank if that is going to become an issue later. But no, it looks like they're going to pick up Spike and weigh their other options because A is pretty much 3-stacked as it stands right now.
Yeah, I was really unlucky that Jinho got killed first through the smoke. Because that's like the most valuable ult they have is the breach ult, because then they can get on whatever site they want to, and also play a phenomenal post plant through that. But it looks like they are going to opt into going C, which is a pretty good idea. I mean, they know that most of Fanshaw's presence are on the other sites, but it looks like they might try to open up, and Yex is sitting right outside of the smoke, waiting for this. Eugene holding a crossfire.
Yeah, I love that positioning from Yex and Eugene. It looks like it's going to pay off big time for Yex especially, and they're going to continue to hold that cross angle there because they know there's more players coming in from CT. Yex peeks out, though, doesn't find the pick. Spartacus has his eyes on Garage, though, spots one there, so that's both of the Fanshaw players' locations known to UMD. It's just a matter of holding down those entry points, and this might end up having to be I don't think it'd be a save from Fanshaw just because they don't really have that many guns to work with to begin with.
Last one get shot in the back. Oh, just barely misses it.
Oh, what a dink.
Player standing.
We do go 1 for 1 there.
Yeah, and the Omen from Fanshaw is just going to die for economy reasons, but UMD able to gain a little bit more of a lead here for the first time this match.
Yeah, I think that last round too, their confidence must have been through the roof because they were taking 1v1s. Like for example, Yex took on a 2v1 in CT. He got both, but Jinho was taking on a 1v1 in or down Garage, which is a little risky because if you somehow get to a 2v2, that's already put a lot of pressure on you because now you've lost a 4v2 down to a 2v2. A lot of utility coming out in the first couple seconds of this round. You'd be very, very aggressive, trying to take space in a lobby, but they are met with another aggressive push from Fanshaw, and trades coming out.
Jinho uses his ultimate. I love that ultimate because I think he got 2 of these Fanshaw defenders there, and he's just going to push up out into his own ultimate and help his team take this site.
Yeah, and Jinho with amazing tracking too. That Neon can really throw your crosshair off, but he was having none of it. And this Omen, Eugene's Omen up in heaven, this might be huge because this can very well put a pinch if they try to go through CT, or if they split. That's already really good positioning from both of them. And Spartacus is able to get the first kill, and Jinho does get a 3K for that round. Very well done.
Yeah, big round for Jinho specifically. Again, using his ultimate in such a smart way. Because as soon as UMD had the read that there was all this utility just being thrown at them on their entryway, Jinho, instead of rotating, says, hey, let me just throw this ultimate and we'll just run them down. And that's exactly what happened, and it worked out great.
Yeah, so far UMD's built up a lot of momentum. They're up 3-0 from the last couple rounds, and now they've sent Fanshaw into a save round with just Sheriffs and Light Shields. This is maybe a Bulldog. This might be a hero Bulldog from the Sova.
And UMD, this is a pretty typical looking round start for UMD. Flaps is once again on that lurk, trying to throw down utility to make some noise, throw off Fanshaw's defense a little bit, but it's actually going to be a slow creep up a main that might end up being what Fanshaw needs to worry about.
Yeah, it's these smokes that you got to be really careful about, especially when you're going against an eco round, because most of the weapons that they have, like Classic, Shorty, any of the like 900 or below cred weapons, those are mostly close range. Like you have this Stinger, Bucky, everything. So you got to be really close about playing inside of smokes and around smokes, especially in these rounds.
Revealing area.
You're exactly right, and UMD not shying away from A site. I think that's something they've been good at, just kind of sitting, trying to beta rotate potentially, as it looks like Flaps might be showing some mid presence. But they got to get a move on soon because they're dwindling down to just about 30 seconds left.
Yeah, the Cypher lurk from C Long might be dangerous here.
And it's a site that UMD will choose. They have to go fast. They don't have a ton of time. There's a Fanshaw defender still on this A site, and Spartacus is able to shut that down quickly. Plant's going to come down for UMD. They are in a numbers up situation here, but they have to hold this crossfire smart because Spartacus is at around a little less than half HP. I really like Eugene's positioning, though. I don't think they're going to expect him to hold this aggressive angle in heaven and knife out and everything, but still manages to pull out his Sheriff just in the nick of time to get a crazy shot on Eugene, and he drops, just puts his cage up perfectly to protect himself and find that hell pick. Flaps, though, responds, finding 2 for himself, and now they know where the Cypher is, and both Flaps and Spartacus are looking that way, spamming, not giving the Cypher 1v1 because they know how dangerous it can be, and it looks like UMD will be able to come away with this one.
Yeah, it was a very good hold by Flaps there with his Cypher. I mean, he got a 3K that round. That was exactly what he needed. But it's a little bit of chaos coming into sight, especially with I don't know, was it Yex that was stunned trying to? It was either Yex or Spartacus that was stunned trying to get the other Sova, but it looked a little disorganized.
And now UMD is increasing their lead here, which is exactly what they have to do on the attack because they're really good at using the Flaps' Cypher utility on the defense, but I still think they have a slightly more attack favored composition, so this is exactly what you want to see out of them. Yax is going to try to take space, updraft, dash out into sight, and what a pick. He just had a great game sense there, knew exactly where that Cypher is going to be, and that Cypher is one of Fanshaw's key players, so getting him out of this game early is going to be so important for UMD down the line as they're able to get bombed down, but Spartacus gets taken down, so now they are not going to have as much initiator utility to work off of, and they have to be aware of Garage here. And it doesn't look like anybody's holding it for UMD yet.
Yeah, they also could be aware of how many ultimates Fanshaw has.
Yeah,
I mean, they just used the
ultimates.
Breach ultimate, but it's gonna be for naught because there's nobody on site. But the Sova ult here is coming out.
So many ultimates.
Maybe he gets a tag.
And Diffuser has been killed. UMD just has to spam down long just to try and kill this Diffuser, and can't quite do it, and that round just felt like it slipped out of UMD's fingers. That was so winnable for them.
It was just very unlucky with the spread of the bullets. There's nothing you can really do about that, especially when you have a smoke blocking your way. But they still put up a really good fight, though. They're saving 3 guns into the next round. They've already had a pretty good buildup of their economy, so I think they're still in a really good spot. Fanshaw also used, I think, 2 or 3 of their ults. I think 2 of their most valuable ults. I think it was their Breach and Sova ult that they used. So going into this round, yeah, they have no ults.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Fanshaw had to pull out their ults to come away with that round. So not a disastrous round from UMD, but they are looking to turn things around this time. Yax just in so much Cypher utility, and that Cypher utility is going to continue to be a problem as Fanshaw's able to use it to their advantage and spam through that box onto C-Site, and now the only person who's alive for UMD is their lurk, which is Flaps. Might be able to get 1 or 2 here, taking down that Neon. But yeah, it's just going to be a matter of getting those eco frags at this point.
I think he's definitely aware of the second flank. What a shot by Flaps!
Yeah, what a shot, and who cares about eco frags? Flaps can win this thing if he's able to get to the bomb in time. I mean, he certainly is planning on winning this thing as he initiates his ultimates, knows where the two remaining Fanshot players are, and they're nowhere near him. That's going to lead to him being able to get this plant down, so he can just go and try and play postman somewhere. But what great shot from Flaps. Oh, he knows that there's at least one long, peeks out, finds that pick, and it's just impossible with the two of them holding that at the same time. But great effort from Flaps.
Yeah, being able to walk out of there with a 4K and still put a lot of damage onto Fanshaw's economy, that's still a win in our books. Even though he didn't get the win, he still got a 4K.
Yeah, and
I'm sure that's a win in his books too, because that's his confidence going up.
Great effort from Flaps, and like you said, getting those guns out of Fanshaw's hands, super important. Yeah, this kill was crazy. That flick was insane, and he just was so ready for that peek out of garage too.
This is a nice spot.
Yeah, and Fanshawe have guns but light shields, so they're gonna have to watch out for their own HP as UMD is starting to really beef up their economy and trying to farm these alt orbs to make this half go in their favor as they quickly take C-site. Yex uses Jinho's ultimate to his advantage to take down that Cypher. That's going to eliminate the fear of Cypher utility for UMD. Spartacus has their read from this window push but cannot quite find that kill. And UMD hasn't planted C. It looks like they're actually going to plant A. They really did fake out Fanshawe there because they used Yex as the fake, which is who they usually commit with because he is their duelist taking space for the team.
And Yex just doing so much damage from behind. He's already put UMD into a numbers up scenario in this round. Now it's a 1v3. Yex will try to pinch, and Neon still gets the kill. It is a 2v1.
They gotta be careful of this Neon because she is not going down without a fight, but regardless, Jinho is able to use his utility to push that Neon out of her positioning. That was scary for a second there.
Yeah, I mean, even with a Neon, when you're running around everywhere with, like, on a Neon, it's scary to go against. I mean, from personal experience, I hate going against Neons.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I can't hit him at all. But I mean, so far, Jinho has been able to shut down this Neon whenever it's a 1v1. We've seen that multiple times. While the Neon's just trying to break his crosshair, Jinho just says, "No, you're mine."
And UMD looking to just keep up the momentum that they have built on this attack. Look how aggressive this Neon is being, though. Initiating their ultimate and is looking to peek into the UMD spawn even. Looks like UMD is very aware of that as they smoke the Neon off. She looks like she might push through with a Bucky in hand.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to remember what happened the last time Neon had her ult, and it didn't go well. Not for Jinho.
Yeah, and still Neon being so aggressive, not backing down from that angle at all. But UMD just hasn't taken their eyes off of it. They're aware that Neon is there, but they don't want to let it consume all their attention as they still have an objective to complete this round. And they must be aware of this breach holding this awkward angle. Jinho is able to find that trade for Spartacus, but not without taking a considerable amount of damage. Bomb is able to come down for UMD. But what a positioning from Flaps, being patient in his lurk there, is able to find two who are trying to flank the Terps. But it's come down to a 1v1 against this Omen. Flaps is going to use that ultimate to try and make this more favorable, but that Omen just didn't want to deal with it. Peeks out before Flaps gets that ultimate reading and aggressively swings and wins the 1v1.
Yeah, UMD is up 7-5 at the half. I want to say that was a pretty good prediction from Flaps there when he was going against the Neon. I think he just understood that the Neon was going to jump and then slide the other way, and he didn't move his crosshair at all, and it was just perfect, really.
Yeah, Flaps has had some really good positioning so far. We've seen glimpses of just great patience from him, and it's paid off every single time. You have to be so quiet and so patient to lurk like that, but Yeah, he's able to do it and do it well. Look at him on the leaderboard, 18-8, top fragging on his team so far.
Yeah, I mean, like we said last game, it's not just one person on this team, it's everyone. Everyone has their moment to shine, their moment in the spotlight. And this is Flap's time. This is Flap's time. So far, he's been rocking this game.
Very typical A presence from UMD. To start off this defense, we're seeing that aggression from Spartacus and from Flaps, and I think that's gonna scare off Fanshawe a little bit as they do retreat back towards spawn.
But we do have a little bit of an aggressive play from Eugene and EX down in C long.
Oh, Spartacus so aware of that. Neon is not backing down from this angle because he knows there's more people and he's kind of stuck here. But regardless, able to make something out of nothing. Well, 19 HP to be exact now. I think he might be thinking about backing up, regrouping with the rest of his team.
Yeah, but this might be huge in Garage. I guess they're trying to stay in CT, but...
Oh yeah, they just kind of walked very quietly through Garage onto the C site. But look at the positioning from the Cypher. Holding C long, this could be deadly. Look, there's almost 2-3 UMD players heading that Cypher's way. They have to be aware of his positioning. Yeah, Spartacus right here, gun out. Still, though, not able to successfully find that kill. HP, though, not looking great on the Fanshawe side, as it's really just the Cypher with anything to work off of, and they just have to spray through the smoke. UMD, it's a matter of just trying to get this bomb defused all up to Yex. This round is really not in his favor. He's just trying to stick it, and he's almost there.
And he doesn't get it. That was so close.
It's so hard when you have to defuse like that in a smoke, especially on Haven from C long. It's never in your favor to defuse from that angle.
Yeah, I think UMD lost a lot of position or a lot of ground and space when they decided to go through CT. I think they could very well have pushed. I mean, granted, they probably didn't know it, but they definitely could have put 2 and 2 and, you know, go 2v1 each, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think UMD just isn't a good place here. I don't think they're in a place to panic.
Yeah, they still are up rounds, but I mean, Fanshawe is on a buy here. What a shot by Spartacus!
Clean shot, and he's not done. Look at that
collateral with Spartacus. Can he go off again?
Oh, look at that collateral. 4K. Can Spartacus get the ace here? Not quite. Eugene's gonna close it off, but what a round from Spartacus. Look at that aggression and Deagle Demon. That's all I'll say.
Deagle Demon, indeed. I mean, that was exactly the turnaround they need from last round. You know, not being able to secure the pistol round, but able to secure this buy round. This, I think, in my opinion, this puts Fanshawe on much more of an economic deficit going into later rounds than normal.
Yeah, great round there, especially like you said for an eco. Spartacus only had a sheriff there, and now hopefully UMD is going to have more money to work off of. And now it's Fanshawe on the save with only a classic. Look at Spartacus's positioning here. Just waiting for this Neon to push through the smoke. Who is going to push first is the question. Or the smoke's just going to dissipate and everyone's going to take a reset.
Right there.
Yeah, I think it was a good idea from Spartacus just to back off from there once the smoke dissipated. Because like I said a little bit ago, you don't really want to be playing around smokes that much when you're going against an eco. And
UMD forced to be patient here as pretty much radio silence from Fanshawe to start things off this round. They are grouped together towards this A site with the exception of a lurk, but UMD just really forced to be patient, not over-rotate.
I do have to say, I really like this new skin bundle that some of these players have been rocking. I know Jinho has I think he bought the whole bundle. It's a pretty good bundle. In my opinion,
it's cool. It has lots of detail to it. Every time I see it,
the knife is pretty interesting. It's like a whole scythe.
And things are getting started onto this A site. Yex, Jinho, Spartacus all finding a pick apiece. And now there's only one Fanshot player left, but the HP is not looking super abundant on the UMD side. Only 12 seconds left for Fanshot to get this plant down. They have to get it initiated before the 4-second mark, and they are not going to be able to as Flaps swings from CT and denies any hopes that Fanshot might have had of getting that bomb down.
Yeah, that run was pretty well executed. Just holding from, especially in garage, that hold was pretty well done. And I thought it was kind of funny. Yex just trying to run for his life from the Sova, who's very well trying to get a gun and maybe try to even out the numbers for a fighting chance in that round. But Flap's able to jiggle peek a little bit in CT and just shut that Sova down and say no.
Oh, Yex with an operator gets stunned off of the angle he was trying to hold, but I hope he re-peeks it. Spartacus pulls off his ultimate. Doesn't do too much damage, but I think he had a scan or two off of it. And UMD mostly leaving B site up for grabs, and I think Fanshot might have that read. All they have to do is push through this Omen smoke, and they're gonna hopefully, or they're gonna try to use Cypher utility to help them do that. But if they're able to push through this Omen smoke, they could have had B, but now Jinho has sat himself on backside knowing that Fanshot is throwing some utility that way.
Yeah, this is the perfect place for a breach to play too, because now you have access to wherever you want with his stun, and you can flash from anywhere from backside too to help your teammates get on site and contest B. Looks like they might be going towards A. Yex might get a pick here with his op.
Oh, I love this angle from Yex. No, keep holding A long. I think it'll pay off for him if he keeps holding it. No, he does not get the first pick. He just has to get off that side as fast as he can. Jinho, though, great pick on that Cypher who was lurking. But regardless, UMD definitely knows that the bomb is planted A at this point, and they have to muster up a retake. Yex still has this operator. I'd like to see him go heaven with it if it's not smoked off.
Just a tad bit late on that op shot.
Yeah, and this breach utility is going to make it really difficult to push through CT. Yex trying to be aggressive, but with an operator it can be hard, and he gets picked off. Jinho, Spartacus, and Eugene, though, coming in huge on the retake, finding a pick each, and Spartacus cleans things up as he's able to take much more space onto site as a result of those picks.
Yeah, I mean, Jinho's ability is just so oppressive to the point, like, when you're trying to defend a site, no matter if you're on attack or defense, there's really nothing you can do if Breach is spamming ability after ability after ability. Like, whoever was in Graffiti, I think it was their Omen, couldn't move at all.
Yeah.
He was getting flashed, stunned, flashed again, and then they finally decided to push on a site once they knew exactly where he was and confirmed that he was weak.
Yeah, and the scoreboard is just looking so different this round. And that's kind of the beauty of this team. Flaps coming in at top frag still. Spartacus coming in at number 2 with 17 kills, only 9 deaths. And like you said, it's just the versatility and the ability to step up when you need to that this team has. It makes them so powerful. Fast C take from Fanshot. Eugene, though, holding an absolutely evil angle there. Goes unchecked by Fanshot, and he capitalizes big off of it, putting UMD at a big numbers advantage. And Spike is left onto C site, and UMD has eyes on it pretty well. It's all up to this Omen creeping in from CT. Keep in mind, Yex does have an operator from A main, but he's not going to need to use it as Flaps comes through with the flank.
Yeah, it was a huge, or very good positioning by Eugene there. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. His trigger discipline was very, very good. I think he was just expecting the Neon to run out of her wall right here.
Yeah, great spray transfer from Eugene. Great positioning from Eugene as well. Just holding those corners. So simple, but so effective sometimes.
Yeah, we are 6-11 at getting into late game now. Fanshot up with 4 ults. UMD definitely has to kind of take notice of this, because now they can play really aggressive, and if they play this right, they can snowball. So Fanshawe can still come back, but it doesn't look like they will because, I mean, UMD has already built up so much momentum. They're 2 rounds away from winning. I'm not caster cursing that, by the way.
Yeah, no cursing here. But if Fanshawe is going to use their ultimates, it's going to be soon because you do not want to let UMD get to match point at all. So I'm expecting this round we're going to see a lot of ultimates, especially with that pick going in their favor to start things off on the C site. They are going to have to go through Eugene, though, who is still holding C site. He did smoke it off. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to, you know, spam through the smoke a little bit, do a little bit of damage, especially with the read that Sova on Fanshawe is so low.
I know exactly where you are.
And Cypher able to get a pick on Spartacus down a long, and Eugene's just got to get off site.
Yeah, Eugene escaped with his life, but Fanshawe has dibs onto C site, and Eugene is trying to aggressively hold CT. He's going to get neon walled off. He's just trying to spray through it, but it's so hard once he's concussed. TP's out, back into safety. Yex, though, comes in with his operator to support Eugene, finds a pick there, and is looking for more. Peeking out onto C site from CT. He's not done. He's taking up more space. I wouldn't be surprised if he looks along with it.
But the Cypher's on a flank. This might be really bad for Yex and Eugene. Cypher does take out Yex. That's the op gone. Now it's just Eugene.
Yeah, and Eugene is just watched here from all angles. He knows there's 2 people along. One CT looks like he's very aware of that. He might just have to save here. Try to get an exit frag, maybe. And I'm surprised we didn't see too many ultimates be used from Fanshawe, but regardless, they were able to win that round. And that's a little bit scary because, you know, they're holding on to those ultimates, 3 of them to be exact, for this next round.
Yeah, but now look at UMD's ultimates. They went from 0 to 3 now. They have 2 really good ultimates with the Jet and Cypher. That's not discrediting an Omen ult, though. They still can use that for very, like, useful information.
And UMD just 2 rounds away, so close, but potentially so far. If the momentum swings against them, they got to get back in this game now. They are going to be up against a pretty heavy buy, and looks like Fanshawe's going to try to take A side. Only Spartacus is there, though, so this would be a good play from Fanshawe if they do decide to commit, because UMD is out of position to take this. But regardless, Spartacus able to find that opening pick, and now he's probably communicating to his teammates, hey, I hear a lot of them here. Maybe we should group together. Sooner rather than later, as it does look like Fanshawe is taking a short control.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a visual bug or what, but I'm consistently seeing a lot of players just only play with 100 HP and no shields. It's a little weird. I mean, there's a lot of players that have been doing that. I can't tell if it's just a visual bug. Granted, how Spartacus was only down to 87. And I know typically whenever you take damage from a Vandal.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably is a visual bug, because I know they're buying shields. Oh, Eugene's has to be aware of this guy behind him in the corner. And just the trigger discipline. Omen able to find that pick on Eugene. Yex tries to even things out, though, being aggressive on this side. Uses his knives, and he's so deadly with those things. Retakes the site for the Terps, which pushes them at match point.
Yeah, this puts Terps in, or the Terps in a really good position. They have, I think, 3 ults to work with. I know they have the, I guess it's only 2. But the Cypher ult and the Breach ult together are very, very useful ults, and probably some of their best. Yeah. So if they play this right, this round's all theirs.
I wonder why Fanshawe, I guess they kind of got picked off before they had the chance to use their ultimates. They've been holding on to these same 3 ultimates for like 3 rounds now.
Yeah, it is a little weird now that I think about it.
So I'm surprised they haven't used them at least last round or the round before to try and prevent match point from happening. But here they are, and they are going to have to use them this round.
Yeah. Now that I saw Yex with full shields. I'm starting to think it's not a visual bug, because I've consistently seen a lot of players go without full shields, even on full buy rounds.
Well, regardless of the shields, UMD able to come out on top in terms of frags. Eugene 1 HP. I bet he wishes he had a shield right now. He's going to have to try and just escape, but can't do so as his location is well known by Fanshawe. 3v2. Flaps is confronted with a double swing though from Garage, and Fanshawe is just trying to take space off of that onto C-Site. It is all up to Spartacus and Yex to regroup together. Look at that HP though. I think that Sova on Fanshawe is gonna have like less than 10 HP, and obviously Spartacus not working with a whole bunch either, but a shock dart could kill either one of them here, if you think about it.
Yeah, they definitely know that Spartacus is flank, because the Breach could hear him from mid, but they're both really low.
Oh no, Spartacus just didn't check that corner, and he paid for it. It's all up to Yex to pull something off here with an operator. He's coming in loud with the shorty kills, just enough to kill that Sova, but Yex is going to be forced to hide because he's hit with his Breach ultimate, and it's all up. These are just mind games at this point. He gets flash, peeks off that flash, and kills that Breach A-long, but does not have enough time to defuse.
Yeah, he's just almost out of spike range, but it's still 8-12. Both teams still looking pretty good, but I mean UMD still has their Breach ult from Jinho.
Yeah, UMD holding on to that ultimate, and Fanshawe only used one that round, so they still have two to work with, one of which is that Neon ultimate, which has been such a problem causer, potential problem causer for them if that Neon lives into the late round especially.
Yeah, it did look like UMD had that last round on lock, because they ended up with a 4v2 with both players really low. They just gave 1v1s and lost them.
And this time, oh, look at that arrow from Spartacus scans out almost all the Fanshawe players. And that is going to be all the information UMD needs. He's being really aggressive, though, in a short. It's not going to work out for him as he falls to that Bulldog. And now Fanshawe's kind of in a little bit of an awkward position here. Looks like they're about to get pinched by Yex, who's actually on that flank, and that's exactly what happens as Yex finds two of them, putting it out a 1v4. It is not going to work out for Fanshawe as Flaps finds three, and UMD takes home their second win.
Yeah, it was a very good positioning by Flaps. He got really aggressive there. I don't really agree with his aggressiveness, especially because, you know, it's this late into the game, but I mean, it worked. He had confidence for it.
Yeah, his aim's good enough that it works out for him consistently. But hey, this has been some really exciting stuff from UMD so far. We are heading into one last and final game of this tournament style matchup today, and you don't want to miss it because UMD's been doing so well so far, and let's hope they continue to do so after the commercial break. We'll catch you guys.
Whether you're a new publisher or app developer, or if you've been around the block for a little while and you have your own ad ops team, Playwire is developing the solutions and products that are perfect for you.
RAMP stands for Revenue Amplification Management Platform. But really what it does, it helps you make more money per user, and it helps you simplify your business so you can just focus on what matters, which is making great content. So if you think about today's ecosystem, there's so many different pieces to run an ad tech platform.
RAMP brings the entire ad ecosystem under one umbrella. Everything from centralized ad unit creation to piping in those demand sources. We layer on a DMP, and we take care of your data privacy and consent management for you as well. We tie all of that together with robust analytics.
Playwire really offers our publishers two different models at this point. We've got the full service model where we come in and we cover everything. And there's now our new self-service model where you can come in and you can say, I just want Playwire to take care of some of these things for me. Another thing that we've had a lot of partners do with us in the past is say, hey, maybe I have a few of my own direct campaigns that I want to run. Or I've even got an ad ops team. I don't know whether Playwire is right for me because those people are doing a good job. We don't want to displace them in favor of Playwire. That's fine. We're happy to bring all the technology that we've put out there, but use it with your own team and with your own ad stack. What does that mean for you as a publisher? It means that you get to leverage all of the revenue maximization technology that we've got in place and still have all of the capabilities and all of the demand partners that you're used to working with. You can have your cake and you can eat it too.
We actually do things at such scale, right? We're serving 70 billion ads a month at this point. That's a huge benefit that we're passing on to the publisher.
Revenue intelligence marries human intelligence with machine intelligence. At its core, revenue intelligence is about taking all the demand that you're already getting and getting more out of it. We want to make it so that you're getting 10% more from your ad inventory without even worrying about who the advertisers are. It's based on us going in and understanding what are the places where we can put additional price pressure on. There's all sorts of situations like this where you can eke out little benefits and add them all up. You're quickly at a point where you are getting that 10, 15, 20% uplift on your revenue without having made any changes in who's actually doing the advertising.
Our DMP is built from the ground up to work in a cookieless environment and not use cookies to basically store, user behavior or anything like that. And it's built right into the RAMP platform.
We can tell advertisers information about user interests, but also user behavior, do it on a massive scale, do it in that real-time way that we also do with our revenue intelligence capabilities, and also do it in a way where we can leverage the size of our network. We're trying to do everything that we can to show you every step of the process of getting an ad onto the page. That means that we've got much richer charts and graphs, a lot more ability to look at a piece of information and drill down on it, answer that question that maybe you didn't even know that you were asking. We're trying to make you think differently, actually, about your business, about how your business relates to advertising, and reveal all of that through the platform. So analytics are one big piece of it.
It's a constant evolution. We're constantly updating our technology. We're constantly creating the future.
It's a real challenge for publishers these days to navigate advertising technology. It seems like every 6 months there's some new challenge. And at Playwire, we make sure that we take all of that pain away from our publishers so they can focus on their core business of publishing.
Terp Adventures. Take flight at Stamp. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body. Feed your mind. Feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance, sing, perform. Find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete. Play. With wings on our feet. Here your spirit can fly. Here your soul lifts up. Here you remember those who came before. This is STAM. This is the Center for Campus Life, where Terp Adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
also known as Sind, and I'm an initiator player for the Valorant Premier team.
I'm Kazu, and I go by NJV, and I'm the coach for the team.
I'm Richard, and I go by Pickle Richard, and I'm the duelist player.
Pretty fun. I definitely liked all the guys I was playing with. It's fun to get in the server with them. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge balancing it with other things, but
yeah,
it's definitely something that I enjoy doing a lot.
Yeah, making like all the friends that we made through this team, so it really makes me happy. So it's like really awesome that we did this.
Yeah, I think I had really fun times on this team. I played well every single game.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment was map 5. I think that was a really fun match.
The grand finals.
Yeah,
that
the
was
grand
fun.
final. Yeah.
Remember what map it was?
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was Sunset. Yeah,
Sunset.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you played Raze.
Yeah, I played Raze.
Yeah, no, that map was really intense. Like, it was super, super hard. The pressure was definitely on. Like, it was super late at night. It was like midnight or something.
It was very late. It was really late.
1 a.m. or
like my favorite moment was probably the first match of the season.
Oh yeah.
First time in the studio together.
Oh, in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It was
That was
like
fun.
fun seeing all the Academy boys in the studio. So that was sick. Yeah.
My personal goal is I think I'm gonna try to hit Radiant this season.
Yeah, you can. I think it's definitely to win Big Ten right now, and then place top 8 in CVAL. That's our goal.
Top 8 CVAL.
Yeah.
Big Ten is definitely the thing I'm most interested in seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not flying out, but hopefully, or the boys do well over
Hopefully
it.
we win.
Where is it? OSU? Ohio State?
Yeah, in Ohio. I promise at least second place.
At least second place? I think we can win it.
I think we can win it too.
I think we can.
We gotta be humble.
Everyone, we just we can't get complacent.
Can't get complacent. Never that.
That's a good one.
Go ahead.
Honestly, like unironically, I think Kazu is a very fun person to have in the program as like an emotional leader. Even though he doesn't always, sometimes things can get a little disorganized with Kazu at the helm.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
For as much flack as we give him for being terrible at the game, he's actually.
Yeah, if you watch our
he's
games
actually a very
while I play, you'll be surprised. Like, I hear House is guy my coach a lot.
Yeah.
Like a weird amount of times.
But I think Kazu's a great addition for him. I love that.
Yeah, I love
He's
him.
great.
You love Valorant.
He's very wholesome.
He is very wholesome.
Yeah, Radiant, remember that.
I'm Radiant, remember that.
Yeah, his timeouts have improved a lot too. As someone who's seen him coach over the last like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Your old timeouts were.
Yeah, that was when I was a little baby boy coach.
Yeah, but now he's improved a lot.
Yeah.
I really like having him as a coach.
Thank you, Gregory. Wow, this is great. You should do this more often.
That's the most praise you've ever heard.
He got an ego boost for free today.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray. We're excited just to see them play better as well.
With the middle school program, the best part has been seeing the moments of teamwork where the middle schoolers really seem to get the game, and so that's when you can see they're starting to get a little bit hooked on how esports can be so fun.
Game, or will Red turn things around?
Terp Adventures. Take flight at Stamp. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body, feed your mind, feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance, sing, perform, Find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete. Play. With wings on our feet. Here your spirit can fly. Here your soul lifts up. Here you remember those who came before. This is STAM. This is the Center for Campus Life, where Terp adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
Hey guys, and welcome back. And Lily and I had a conversation with the player Spartacus. We got some context about the qualifier here today. So he was talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the qualifier to get into different tiers of NECC.
Yep.
And I think they're trying to shoot for the goal for the higher tier of the NECC, which is like all the really good teams. And I think this next round might decide that.
Yeah, if they're able to win this next game, they're going to be in a higher bracket in the NECC, meaning throughout the duration of the season they're gonna play against other schools who have also qualified for this bracket, meaning they're gonna be like a little bit more challenging and a little bit more, have a higher win rate and such. If they end up losing this game though, chances are they're going to be in a slightly lower bracket, which I believe is the same bracket that they have been competing for, especially just in the last year's season.
Yeah. As much as I do like the Terps winning, I would like to see them take on some harder competition, because one, that gives us and the audience a much better games, because then we get to see those games, go into like overtime, double overtime, maybe triple overtime. But
yeah, hey, we've been here for triple overtime before. Yeah, we've been here for a couple of triple overtime games. They're always exciting, especially when they are a best of 5, and it's the NECC Championship.
1 in the morning.
And it's 1 in the morning.
But those are a lot of fun, especially here in the studio. So it looks like we are starting, and we are on bind.
Yes.
UMD starting on defense with a pretty
look
interesting comp. Yeah. I wonder what they're cooking with this.
Oh my goodness, look at this composition from UMD.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a troll comp or what, but it looks like a solid comp. I mean, they have the fade, they have the raise. Chambers you sometimes see on this map, but the Clove and the Yor are a little interesting to see. You never really see those in pro play and communicated team play, because those are kind of, I mean, aside from Yor is pretty good, but just Clove is a very selfish agent. She relies, like same with Reyna, she relies off getting, they rely off getting kills.
Jinho's gonna start by being aggressive into Hookah, throws down his nade, gets taken down though. That's gonna lead to. We're playing OTSU this game, by the way, taking on this B-site. Flaps, though, coming in big with his chamber utility. Able to get a couple picks there, but UMD still not in a great place for this round.
Say 2v4 Spartacus does get shot through smoke.
And it's going to be OTSU who takes away this first round. We will have the graphic up soon about which team is which. It's just hard when we're switching up schools every game, but it is coming.
Yeah, I think, was it OSTU, right?
OTSU.
OTSU, okay. Yeah, I think OTSU might be a little confused as to why UMD is running this comp. Maybe they're trying to cook something up. But after the first round, based off of how they were able to just run it down, I mean, UMD doesn't really have much of a defense. The chamber doesn't offer too much through his trip. And Flaps does get taken down.
And once again, we're seeing a lot of hookah aggression from OTSU. Jinho, once again, on B-side, does a lot, finds a kill with the classic, is looking for more, but UMD getting taken down from all over the place. And once again, they're not in a good position here on this B-side. It's all up to Eugene on this flow with the Bulldog in hand, but he gets spotted out with the Stinger in hookah.
Yeah, it was a little funny there because I think it was Yax, or yeah, it was Yax. When Yor popped out of CT, I think he accidentally shot him, thinking he was an enemy or something. So, little interesting tidbit there, but.
Yeah, this composition is so throwing me off. I don't know who's playing who. Like, it's a lot of getting used to. It's so different from our normal comps from UMD. I think we're just trying to have fun with this one.
Yeah, those look like a typical ranked comp. Spartacus and Flaps are able to get 2 though.
Yeah, finally a round starts off looking hopeful for UMD. OTSU not committing yet, and this is kind of the first time where they've really struggled to get a plant down of any sort. It looks like they're just trying to get some information. I think A would be the wrong call for them though, as it's 3 stacked by UMD right now, and it looks like there's only a lurk there from OTSU while the rest of them are going to creep up into hookah. But now that they got that pick onto A, that might change things a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to draw too many rotates, and that TP's going to come in from OTSU to group together into hookah. Eugene smokes it using a clove smoke. It's going to make it really difficult for OTSU to push out, but they do, and Eugene is just waiting for them to push out into the trap he set using that smoke. And now UMD in a 2v1. They heard that alt orb, or at least they should have, so I think they are aware that this Brimstone is going to be on B site. They also have the bomb, so they have plenty of time to plant.
Team Ace.
Yax is able to find the kill there. I'm just really surprised with this comp.
Yeah, it's throwing me off. I think they're having fun with it too a little bit.
Yeah. It gives us something to talk about too. So yeah. I mean, you never really get to see a Yor or Chamber being played in pro play, especially at this level. I mean, I did see a couple times in Champions and Challengers that Yor is played, but just not enough.
Yeah, very sparsely, and with a comp that's meant to really like support Yori's utility. So I think this is definitely a trial run for UMD, but hey, if it works out for them, it might be something they consider bringing into their normal composition.
Oh, definitely.
I think we're back into the game. Yes, we are back, and now we have the OTSU graphics, so a little bit more clear for the viewers. And it does look like OTSU is going to pull off their aggressive hookah take as they have been doing in the early rounds. Going to work out for them as they take B-site. Jinho's positioning here, I really do like it. It's going to get revealed though with that Skyflash just TP's out of there. He does not want anything to do with that. And now he has a long trek to go to get back towards B-site.
Yeah, OTSU really banking off of this post plant. They have a Viper and a Brimstone ult to work with, as well as whatever Raze util they still have.
Yeah, and OTSU's not playing on site at all, despite them planting. They're not. They're playing completely off site, and it's not working out for them as Yex and Eugene. Eugene finds 2 apiece actually, but there's just not enough time to defuse this bomb. UMD forced to save. Spartacus and Eugene specifically get to hold on to their guns. That was a really interesting post-plant positioning from OTSU, playing so passively. Like, knowing that there's a Clove on our side surprised me, the fact that they just gave up site to UMD, but I guess it worked out for them because they're kind of able to just util spam bomb at that point.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. And both sides here looking a little rough with Eco, kind of. Obviously, OTSU in a much better position, but UMD still able to pull out three Vandals. And then a Bucky as well.
There.
OTSU appears to be defaulting as it stands right now. They do have the info off of that Sky Flash, but regardless, looks like UMD's pushing up a Yex finds that pick with the help of Spartacus's utility there. And now it looks like OTSU is going to be weighing their options towards B site, but UMD hasn't rotated yet, so it's just a matter of, you know, just trying to find a pick for OTSU if they're able to. But Hookah's been an area of trouble for them so far. And look at Yex's positioning pushed up. I'm not sure if they're going to expect this. And no, it doesn't look like they are, as Yex finds himself 3 for the round and is still hungry for more. Pushes up past that Fade Dog. I love that positioning from him. But with the eye, it makes things so complicated. But suddenly, things are going in favor of OTSU. But not enough to give them the numbers advantage quite yet. They do have spike control though, so this Raze could kind of decide to rotate if she really wanted to, as it looks like UMD is not in a position to hold down B site.
It is a 1v2, so this isn't the best scenario for UMD, but they still have numbers advantage. They just got to play this very well. It looks like they're going to group up around Hookah, which would be a pretty good idea. Granted, the Raze is planning for Garage Hookah, but they don't. The Raze does not see the push from Hookah, and Spartacus is able to close out that kill. And does give the defuse to Flaps, just so that he can get his ult. Which would be very helpful, because now that gives somebody else a gun, and he can use an operator free of charge.
Yeah, I'm sure Yex is going to look into purchasing an operator. We also have a chamber, so that's potentially 2 ops that OTSU would have to go up against on the defense. So that's certainly on the horizon.
Yeah, it definitely would be a little interesting to see a Yoru on op, especially on bind.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not something you would really see. I mean, well, okay, Yex pulls out an outlaw. Basically an operator in terms. If you're looking at it in terms of like an eco standpoint, it's basically an operator, and he might get some value out of this.
He's being so aggressive with it, pushing out into showers, gets flashed, but is still holding that angle. Does get picked off. Spartacus though finds 2 with the Vandal. Does get traded in the end though, but things are even. You know, it was a little crazy for a moment, but now everyone gets to take a little bit of a breather as UMD rotates back towards A site, but I don't know if this is where OTSU is going to plan on committing. Jinho holding a pretty aggressive angle from heaven, looking towards showers, but I think Flaps also is not rotating too far off that B site, just to be safe.
Yeah, I think they're starting to realize that I don't think OTSU is just going to move.
Smokes come down for OTSU. Jinho and Eugene popped his ultimate there and found one with his ultimate, so he gets to stay alive, putting it at a 2v1 in the favor of UMD. Ultimate is also invested for Flaps, so he does have an operator right now, but he's not going to need to use it as Eugene able to close things out.
Yeah, especially utilizing that Clove ultimate just so he gets another 2 kills. I mean, he netted 2 kills off of that ultimate, which is very good. That's what you want from a Clove ult. But being able to use their ult like that it gives you a sense of confidence too, because then you could just push whatever, and then if you die, great, you get to come back.
Yeah, great use of ultimate for Eugene, putting him at top frag, tied with Yex at 5 kills.
I do want to note it, or I do want to point out, so they recently buffed Chamber, and now that I'm looking at his TP radius, this is very, very huge. It's almost the same radius as having, like, post the first nerf of Chamber, where he had the very small TP radius, but he still had 2 anchors.
OTSU aggressively pouring in out of hookah. The Raze ultimate is invested for OTSU. The Raze is just trying to find one pick off of that ultimate. Not going to get it though as the ult expires. Flaps though gets picked off from Garden. Eugene though is not going down without a fight as he steps up through CT. Yex pulled out his Yoru ultimate to just get more information from his team. Maybe use a flash or two, kind of throw things off for the side of OTSU. And just all the ultimates.
They're really trying to figure out where this Viper is, but Viper's just sitting up in hookah in a very small part of her ultimate.
Oh yeah, what a cheeky spot for that Viper, but Yex had it figured out. I thought that Viper was going to be able to find a couple picks there, but how many ults were used that round, do we think?
There was
3?
a lot. I mean, you had the Viper ult, you had the Brimstone ult, the Yoru ult, Fatal. I think that was 4. At least 4.
Expensive, costly round for both sides. UMD certainly happy to come out on top of that one.
Yeah, it looked like a game of Overwatch.
Yeah.
If I'm not gonna
Not
gonna lie, with the amount of chaos that was going on. But OTSU still does have the Sky ult, which could be pretty useful in late round scenarios. But they are on an eco, so it might not be useful to use it this round and maybe save it for another round.
And Flaps is holding on to this operator, and looks like he is looking towards like out of hookah with it. Not gonna find anybody yet, as OTSU's played pretty passively, defaulting a little bit, just trying to get a read on where these defenders are sitting. Some aggression out into showers, though. It's not going to work out for OTSU as Jinho is being equally as aggressive on the other side. And now it looks like OTSU is kind of going to be forced to go on to B site with the exception of a lurk in showers.
But on the B site, you also have Flaps. He's still holding Garden with an op, and Spartacus does get the lurk that came from showers.
Yeah, so now that lurk is taken out of the equation, all their efforts can be focused onto B site. Flaps finds 2 crazy shots with his operator and is hungry for more, but this time with his deagle. And he's just he knows where the spike is, so I think it's just a matter of spamming that for UMD, and they're all just going to push into this brim, and should be an easy round from here for UMD.
I mean, I'd probably be scared half to death if I have 4 people jumping right in front of me, shooting a bunch of bullets, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to give up at that point.
Yeah, great op usage from Flaps, though. Those are some pretty clean shots. Yeah, let's take another look at it. Gets one hookah and then looks towards Garden, immediately flicks to the second, and was ready for the third. Didn't come his way, though.
Yeah, that's the really good thing about Chambers, the recovery from each op shot, because it takes so long to shoot an op, and then, you know, it's a very slow weapon. It makes you slow too, but Chambers' ability just to get in, get out very fast, just utilizes the op to a very well standard. And already starting off, trades coming out left and right, but UMD with the trades first, or with the kills first, and then these OTSU Sky able to equal out this round in a 3v3, maybe committing to A, and we do see the plant coming down, but all UMD players are here wasting no time getting ready to attack. We'll have to see how this round plays out, because they do still have the Viper and the Brimstone for this post plant, and a shorty from Flaps.
And it's so hard with those 2 OTSU players holding down lamps. You can't go that way, so you're forced to just run into the Sky. That's exactly what she wanted. Yex, though, finally took down that Sky. Is going to flash out of the smoke. TP, what a play from Yex. TPing at such a good time to find that kill. It's down to a 1v1. I think he saw the Viper briefly run behind him, but not super aware of it.
Yeah, that's just kind of mind games and timing there. I think he was just expecting Viper to still be in U-Haul. But that was a pretty good play from Viper, but that's also a really good play from Yex. I probably wouldn't be able to utilize Yoru as well as he's been doing this game.
Yeah, I wonder if he's been practicing on it or not, because by the looks of that, you would have thought so, because with that flash and the TP, it was just really well played out.
Yeah, it had perfect timing too, because he flashed his right when his TP got right to where it needed to. So it could just be a duelist diff at that point. And he's just so used to playing duelist, but lots of action going in the direction of A main.
Yeah, the Spartacus and Yex duo holding A main has been such an issue for OTSU. They're just walking up main and just finding their picks, and the Sky has been really the only thing that's stopped that from killing the whole team, as they've been able to hold on to their life, but not for long, as Flaps is there to stop her in her tracks as she was trying to take A site there. UMD increasing their lead round after round.
Yeah, I mean, even with a really unusual comp, UMD is still able to figure something out here. I mean, maybe they've played this comp. I have no idea. But so far, it's just an unusual comp, and they're up. And we do see a timeout coming from the OTSU side. I think this is the first timeout we've actually seen all night.
Yeah, like an honest tactical timeout. It's been few and far between during this tournament, but I think this is a good time for OTSU to take their time out, because things are starting to get a little bit out of reach for them. And I wouldn't even say UMD has a defensive comp at all. So the fact that they're, really racking up the score on defense has to have OTSU just a little bit worried. And what a shot of Coach Kazu here. He has to be pleased with his team's performance in this tournament, because this is a really good glimpse into what the NECC season is going to look like.
Yeah, and I'm pretty happy, pretty excited for the games to come. I mean, so far tonight has been an absolute blast being back in the studio. So I'm pretty excited to see what comes to the next games.
And we are out of the tactical timeout. We'll see what OTSU has decided to change up and how they're going to come out on the other side of this.
I mean, even like you said, UMD's comp isn't that defense-sided at all. I mean, it's a lot more situated towards attack side, because you have the Chamber, and Raze. I mean, Chamber essentially acts as a duelist on attack, and Spartacus able to get a kill down from showers. Flaps, you're holding a very aggressive angle. And Spartacus with the 4K! Oh my gosh!
Oh, wow. I would have loved to get a glimpse of what that looked like for him, but he has just been so deadly on A site. He's holding it every single round, and it just worked for him, because OTSU keeps running on into A short, and they just keep getting killed. It's either Spartacus and Flaps, or just Spartacus that round, just being so deadly. And when Yex is there too, it's game over.
Yeah, I mean, I think that off angle from Flaps was also very, very crucial in how they held this, because all their attention was directed towards the Chamber, and then Spartacus flew out of nowhere and took 4 of them with him.
And he is yet again sitting in A main, where he's had so much success in the past, and I'm so surprised OTSU is continuing to go A as they're getting picked off by Flaps.
UMD does have ults to work with. They do have the Clove ult, Yoru ult, and Chamber ult. I doubt they'll use the Chamber ult this round. Yex does get a kill, and Flaps get... Whoa, that is a beautiful headshot from Flaps.
And yet again, OTSU not backing down from A. I'm shocked we haven't seen a rotate. Especially on this map with TPs, it's easy to rotate quickly if you need to, and especially with Eugene just sitting there doing things. There would be some sort of call there.
Last player standing.
That was a little
momentarily
risky.
scary.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Yex was trying to style on him a little bit, but didn't work out too much. And then with who was it? Was it Eugene that was running in?
Yeah.
Jumping? I think it was Eugene jumping with the classic, but they're still able to take the round.
So it's good. UMD's having fun. They're playing with confidence. And that's all you could ask for. I think this comp might be helping them be a little bit more confident. And here we are on the attack for UMD. And I have high hopes for their attack because I feel like this is an attack-sided comp. And I know the map is slightly more defensive-sided typically, but you never know with a comp like this.
Yeah, and on the topic of confidence, UMD's comp, 3 of their agents are based around confidence. I mean, they also generate a certain amount of confidence because you have the clove, you have the ability to swing any angle, heal after you get a kill. You have the chamber to swing any angle, TP out if you miss a shot, and then you have the Euro, which is basically the same type or same deal as chamber. And Jinho does get a kill with his grenade, allows UMD to get full site control here. Plant goes down.
Yeah, OTSU is forced to group together towards CT and Elbow. Looks like they're going to push out of this clove smoke through CT, or they're going to try to, but it's being held down by UMD really hard.
Nice.
And regardless, looks like they're able to find 2 picks there on Jinho and Eugene. Flaps, though, is sitting guarded. It's UMD's only hope now. He's TP's out, but his location is very well known, down to a 1v1. He just has to play bomb here, and he's just going to peek, play mind games a little bit, and closes things out with the classic in hand, finding 3 for that round of Flaps.
Yeah, I mean, Chamber just being in Garden is so dangerous with his Sheriff. I mean, that thing's a pocket Guardian. It's so nasty. And I mean, Flaps has been going crazy with Chamber lately.
Yeah, look at that shot with the classic. Has to shoot the fade eye and just peeks out. You never know if he's gonna. I think that like fade had to stick it because you never know if that Chamber's gonna TP or if he's just jiggle peeking. But no, Flaps wanted the kill on that one for sure.
Yeah, he definitely wanted the kill on both agents because I mean he swung with a classic against 2 people. That's something you don't normally do.
Jinho's gonna throw that nade towards backside. Oh, they have to be aware of this Sky here, and Jinho isn't, but Eugene finds that trade, and it's a bit of a brawl in hookah. Spartacus is able to find 3, putting UMD at a huge numbers advantage. Now it's up to UMD to play post plant, but this Viper now has a Vandal in her hand, so it's gonna be difficult. UMD has to play this together, and they swing out at just the right time and coordinate it to make that unwinnable if you're the Viper.
Yeah, that was just kind of a bloodbath going into B site. I mean, OTSU's already on a save round, so there's no real stake behind it. But that's also another round going to UMD, and they bring their lead up by 6.
Yeah, UMD has run away with this one by the looks of it, just a little bit. At first, things were pretty even, but as soon as UMD just really got settled into this comp, they just suddenly got so much more momentum, and look what they are. They're planning on 5 rushing almost A main and using util to accelerate their push. OTSU's backed up onto site. Eugene smoked off site just to try and give UMD a little bit more space, but they have yet to find a pig on A site yet.
Yeah, I think they're gonna realize that this is a pretty big gamble stack. OTSU put 4 agents over towards the A site.
Oh, and OTSU looked like they were rotating for a second, but now they're doubling back after hearing those shots fired. But Yex's position is still remained, and he's looking for a kill just to get things started. Spartacus is lurking. Looks like he's going to go through hookah, though. So it'll be interesting to see how OTSU responds to that util. Yex does indeed get things started off, but this Raze holding down showers is going to be so deadly for UMD. It's going to force them to regroup back with Spartacus into hookah towards B side. Yex is just going to sit in this TP. He knows one of them's got to be TPing soon. Maybe not, though, as it looks like that Raze is going to take the long way around. Eugene gets traded. Spartacus also gets killed, and now it's all up to Yex. This is winnable because of the HP on the other side. Look, this is extremely winnable now. He doesn't have spike yet, but he just has to get 1 shot off of this Raze. Oh no, so unlucky for Yex. Was not super aware of that Raze's positioning. That was very tricky of the Raze to push up like that.
Yeah, the timing on that was was pretty interesting. But I think everybody's calling out he's low.
Yeah.
So maybe EX would have taken the fight, but I think he's just having some fun doing whatever he does.
Yeah, UMD can spare to lose a round here or there with the lead they've gained, but they don't want to let this get out of their hands in terms of like economy as well, because it looks like now they're struggling to full buy and they're going up against like a decent buy for OTSU. Fast shower presence from UMD.
EX gets 2 from showers. That's huge. That gives a UMD 3v5 in this round. They got to be careful of the brimstone in showers. EX is aware.
And Yex is just having a field day on Yoru here. Spike able to get planted for UMD. Such great util usage from Yex. This Viper from OTSU is going to try to peek out into heaven. Eugene had eyes on it, but looked away for a second, and he's going to pay for it. But now all eyes should be looking towards Hookah, and Flaps is able to shut down any Hookah push using his chamber utility. Jinho and Yex double swing.
Wonderful shot of Yex.
They double swing, so UMD able to come away with that one, hopefully to give their eco a bit of a needed boost to try and close things off, and we're going to see yet another tactical timeout from OTSU.
Yeah, that was a really weird timing with the Sky and CT trying to pull out her judge.
Look at this util. It's so good from Yex. The TP flash and the clone all use like simultaneously to take Shower's control, and he was able to find 2 off of it. He's got to be practicing with Yoru. There's
He definitely
no way.
has. I mean, it looks like he's spamming abilities, but in reality, it's all choreographed. It's exactly where he needs it to be. The flashes, the clones and stuff. He's got to be practicing Yoru. I definitely think that this might be their comp for Bind, which is a crazy statement,
Yeah.
but I think it is.
Maybe this definitely is an option for them. It's because they're winning by such a large margin right now. It's kind of crazy, like how they've been able to settle into this comp. I think at first they were a little uncomfortable because they were feeling it out, but now they've just kind of ran away with this one by the looks of it, especially like on the attack. They were bound to have a good attack because look at their comps, look at the amount of flashes, just the amount of like just aggressive utility they have.
Yeah, the amount of flashes, the amount of info abilities you have through Raze's Boombot and Fade's Eye, and her dogs as well. Whoa!
What is going on? Flaps is just TPing all around that Fade. Yex though comes in with the trade, as it looks like UMD is able to take B site, but they have to worry about what's going on behind, or A site. Looks like they have to worry about what's going on behind them, as a lot of the OTSU players have taken TP, which means there's going to be a lot of fights going on in Hookah, but they can.
Yeah, Spartacus.
So yeah, they have to be careful of Shower. Spartacus is now aware of that flanker.
Last player standing.
But it doesn't look like it's going to pose much of an issue for UMD now, with Spartacus aware of that Viper flank. And UMD able to push it, I believe, to 12. Match point.
12-5. This is match point of the night. This is pretty exciting. I mean, so far UMD has really shown out and gave us a little bit they've given us a pretty good night so far.
Yeah, it's a great glimpse into what we might see in the future. This is the first game of their season. So if you have a lot to be excited about, if you're a Terps fan, about what the rest of the season is going to look like based on what we've seen tonight.
Yeah, and especially with Jinho. Jinho's been playing very well. I mean, he has to fill the shoes of Astro, who departed our team. I think he graduated. But Jinho's doing very well for his kind of like NECC debut.
Oh, what amazing shots from Flaps, holding down a Hookah. It's going to be smoked off by Eugene just to make things increasingly difficult. But regardless, Eugene's ultimate does expire, so it's up to Jinho. He does have a Raze ultimate. Good bit of utility on his hand. Satchels. Those are all things that are going to be used to get those OTSU players off the bomb. They're both dropping down from Hookah soon, but it looks like Jinho's worried about one potentially flanking this Brimstone is really low HP, so it's only going to take like 1 or 2 shots with the Phantom for Jinho to find that pick. And he just has to get the read. He initializes his ultimate, launches it, finds the Brimstone down to a 1v1. Is going to use his utility to help him out. Got to spam through the smoke. Not
so close.
Yeah,
just
so
inches, centimeters away from the headshot. Oh! And there was no time!
Oh.
There was no time! And UMD does take that round!
Well, GG's. Who knew? Good job for UMD. Great game. Weird comp worked out for them. Super exciting stuff for Terps fans. Looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I gotta say, even though it was just like that comp, most people weren't on their regular mains. Like, I mean, typically, correct me if I'm wrong, but Eugene's the Sentinel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was on Clove, and Flaps was on the Chamber. So it's a little weird mix up of roles from the team, but they were able to secure the dub.
Yeah, we'll certainly tune back in for the rest of our Valorant broadcasts this semester, which are typically going to be on Mondays. And you have a lot to be excited about, a lot to look forward to as we continue in the rest of the season.
Yeah, I am, for one, very excited for the rest of the semester.
And we would like to thank our sponsors, Playwire, the Merrill College of Journalism, and Recwell for supporting Terps Esports.
Mm-hmm. And well, we also want to thank you guys for joining an amazing broadcast. For both of us, this has been a very good start to the semester. So we thank you guys for joining, and for our watch party that we held, we thank you guys for being here. It was an amazing night. I hope we gave an amazing night to you guys. And any last words, Lily?
Nope. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a great night. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube.